We're live. Hey guys, welcome to the Devil Drives Lada podcast. It's your boys, and today we are. Oh no, where's my knife? Here, I got a pen. I wanted to start today's podcast by we're opening a pack of Pokemon cards.
Oh God!
Who are you, Jake Paul?
Hey,
What is
don't
this
compare
become
me
now?
to that. Yeah. Hold on. All right. We got a pack. We're doing a live opening. This is peak
It's
autism. You might not like it.
rookie card.
The best part is I didn't tell anyone I was
we
doing
should be
this.
opening.
So we're just going with it. All right. All right, the last 3 cards in the pack are the ones that we want.
Oh, there's like a science to this?
Oh yeah. Okay. There's a reverse holo. A reverse holo and oh, we got a small hit. There we go. A Meloetta EX. Alright, so the pack wasn't a complete waste. Alright, we can carry on with our normally scheduled episode.
I don't know what that was.
Off that Poke Pack. Yeah, I don't
The
know.
Pokemans.
I had no idea what I was looking at.
You want a full art or an IR or something. That's we got something.
Sure. I'll take your word for it.
So
Yeah, like I believe you, but I don't even know what any of those words mean. So like
Like I'm not,
Wait, why does it say chat is disabled for the stream? Is it because I accidentally made it go live saying it was a for kids stream?
Yeah, that's probably why. I believe you, but I don't even know what any of those
Oh no, the
words
chat's
mean.
live.
So,
OBS
like,
is just wrong.
Oh, okay.
The stream.
Wu-Tang is for the children.
Okay. We don't have any drop frames today so far, so that's good. All right, I'm Jamie. I'm your. Hey, we got Bananarchist. I'm Jamie. I am what am I? Oh, I forgot my introduction again. I'm back in country now. We've been gone for a few weeks, and I'm back so we can continue.
Them.
Oh no. Oh no.
Look
I spent
out.
time in Ukraine.
I heard they're
teach
dangerous now.
Oh yeah, now I'm gonna. Never mind.
It's too early. It's too early. We gotta wait a couple more minutes, and then we
Sorry.
gotta lull the algorithm into a false sense of security, and then
Exactly.
we can.
Yep.
Tack.
My name's Jamie. I spent time in Ukraine. I was on the front lines for about 9 months. Or not on the front lines. I was in Ukraine for about 9 months, and was on the front lines for a large portion of that. The majority of that time. I teach people to shoot. I like Pokemon cards, as you can see up here. Yeah, I'm Ohana Arms. Who's next?
I guess me. Did anybody else go? I was gone. Doing
No.
Irish car bomb things.
Too late. You go.
Okay. Hi, I'm an anarchist, or Zach, otherwise, AKA, or Autismo Extreme, or whatever. I obsess about I obsess about gun culture. I rant on the internet to people who don't fucking give a shit for self-validation. Otherwise, I just goob out with my friends and have a good time, per usual.
You do what with your friends?
Goob out.
With a B.
He said goob, not goon.
God, in the turn of the century, they done fucked up my one word already. There was an entire brand of gooning, and they decided they were going to make it as the absolute most degenerate bullshit ever, as if slaughtering
Goon made
natives
something
overseas was any more
cool.
goon.
Every farm remembers.
Playlist the goon to. What the fuck am I looking at? Like, I needed this for deployment, not the fucking.
Do y'all remember
It's just a different kind of
Goobers
deployment.
hat? The
Yeah, I
what-
still have my goober
yeah.
hat.
What if it would have been Gooners?
Yeah, I
and
still
think
have
about
mine.
how much that would have shot up in price.
Oh yeah.
Well, looks like we have a merch idea. Ian, you know what to do.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
I guess I'll
yeah,
go.
somebody's next.
What's up? I am Sean. I am a veteran. Deployed to Syria in 2019 in support of Operation Inherent Resolve. I enjoy milsim combat or block stuff, Eastern Bloc stuff, any post-Soviet
blocks, honestly.
history, and like
All the
post-Soviet history and like gear and equipment. I just think it's neat.
I just think it's neat, really.
That's pretty neat. You
Yeah.
can tell that it's a
IEDs
com
because
block
those two
because of
block
the
them.
way that it is.
What?
Because it's a block and it's got a com in it.
Yeah. Have you not seen the old videos? Like, you can tell that it's a birch because of the way that it is. Or it wasn't a birch,
Yep.
it was a...
Yeah.
And then I said you would prefer IUDs as well because those two block cum.
He's got a point.
Wait,
He
isn't
really
the
felt
title
that
of this
one, I ain't gonna
episode...
lie.
One's type is mom's at this point, dude.
What,
Like,
what did we end up naming this episode? We ended up
So
naming
far.
it, What Comes Next,
was
and
What
when
Comes
we
Yeah,
were
Yeah.
what comes next?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
CUMS.
we were literally discussing
Zach-
whether I should
Zach's What
do
Comes Next.
CUMS or COMES.
Should have just added an extra O. Just what cooms next?
What comes next?
now we're talking. Yeah.
Alright, Ian, you're up.
Oh, it's up to me. Okay. I'm Ian. I run a company called Operator Supply. We sell stupid shit for you to LARP in with your friends.
But
And
it's
also
great
some
quality.
stuff that you could use for not LARPing. Because yeah, I mean, we make it functional. You know, not that most of you are ever gonna need it for anything functional. But
this is his entire
I don't either. I'm just
customer.
I'm just a LARPer too. It's fine. It's fine.
LARPing
I'm
equipment
nobody
for your tier
either.
1 needs.
Yeah. Yeah, tier 1 LARPerator for sure.
Operator.
Oh no.
Yeah,
What
Yep.
what
I figured.
Jesus Christ! It's Steve Forcing.
did we mention he
Oh
has
fuck, he's
autism?
gooning.
Yeah, with the van shirt on and everything too. You know.
Oh, y'all wanted to talk about shirts today. Look at this super cheesy shirt.
Hell yeah, freedom, brother.
Hell yeah! Sheepdog brother.
Wait, who's
Hell
on?
yeah,
Okay, so
Dude, that's
really
like
wish
that
drone operator.
that's like that Marine Corps commercial from back in the day where he turns into the knight and fucking kills the dragon. Like that is the same level of
Well,
What
that
is
is the
more
same
sheepdog
level of
This is
than I?
marketing.
a huge statue in Kiev. And it's
Moldy
actually really
labia,
cool. I've
brother.
been there. I just really wish it didn't have the freedom is not free because of all the things the Ukrainians were like, oh, that's
Oh,
a
is that
cool
what
thing
that
to say.
says?
We need to put that on a t-shirt. I really
Bill
wish
Van
they would.
Halen,
though.
Yeah.
They literally went through all of the old like GWAT cringe memes, and we were like, "Hell yeah, that's what we need."
It's like a cool
Yeah.
shirt, and I like the design until it was like freedom is not free, and I was like, well, I like the design.
They
so we'll
don't
just
they
buy
don't know that we do it ironically at this point. They think we're still like
it. Moldy labia,
Yeah,
brother.
they're like melon labia.
Kill Van Halen.
Kill Van Halen, brother.
So we're back again. I know we say that every 3 weeks or whatever when we start.
So
up.
back.
But we gave y'all a warning on how long it would be until the next episode, and we pulled through with it. We didn't pull out.
It's also never not been true. We have always
That is
been
correct.
back.
I don't
We've
know.
always
been
We're
back.
still-
But we gave you guys the date that we
back.
would be back, and we
stay
didn't
back.
pull out. Yeah, we're so back.
We're still more
One
inconsistent
could
than
say-
baby daddies.
Baby got back.
Yeah. Yeah, and
You could,
You know-
but I would not appreciate it.
I know it's a really low bar to set, but we are more consistent than Trump's opinion on everything.
But not more consistent than baby daddy payments. Unfortunately.
I would say similar.
Yeah.
Similar. Similar.
Similar, yeah.
Yeah.
Not like 100% punctual, but like close enough. Close enough, like you can't be
Close
mad
enough
about it.
that-
Like, legally, there's
Yeah,
nothing you can do
exactly.
about it. You know.
Look,
Yeah, mostly
the
bad,
important thing
yeah.
is that we don't leave for the milk and cigarettes and don't show back up.
We always show back up.
True.
Yeah.
One way or the other.
True.
And it didn't have to be the holidays for it to happen either. So
That's true.
You heard it
Also,
here
can we
first-
just talk
first,
about
folks.
Sean's
We're more
incredible
reliable.
mic upgrade?
Yeah, yeah. Your boy actually has a halfway decent setup now.
Yeah, you're not
don't let him
walking
trick
around with
you.
your phone.
It is the foreskin of a clanker.
That's reminds me of the Family Guy skit where Peter's like on the news giving a press conference or something, and afterwards he looks at everybody. He's like, "Hey, from down there, does it look like I'm talking into a bunch of robot penises?"
Here, let me get mine plugged in too so I can be all fancy.
No, but I'm
schmancy.
coming at you from an SM57 microphone, which is so good that the president has literally been using it. Every president since the 60s has been speaking into one of these bad boys. So
Does that
Oh,
include
yeah.
JFK?
it does include JFK, yes.
Nice.
Also, other, like Jim Morrison used one of these. I think Chris Cornell used one. People like that, Cool people.
All
That
I'm
weren't-
hearing is that
Cool people used them too.
this. Yeah, I was gonna say this microphone sounds suspiciously CIA connected so far.
What about me? You guys hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Good. Because I too have a microphone.
Nice. No, you actually need to like keep it that distance, so that was the right distance to have it at.
Right here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta
yeah,
hold it then. At least Sean has the stand for it.
Because he
this
gets like
is-
a bunch of textbooks.
me now?
This is literally just a regular mic, like a 3-leg mic stand that you would put on stage. I
It
said
looks like we're all here to interview you.
Yeah, we
Like-
should have like an ASMR episode where it's just like all of us talking slow.
Bishop wore buttless chaps
Just-
to the bat mitzvah.
Yeah, so we've been gone 2 weeks. A lot's changed. Some hasn't. Tim Kennedy is still gay. Russia Russia hit Poland with drones. A political figure was assassinated. A Ukrainian girl was stabbed on a bus. I still can't watch that video again after I watched it the first time. I get sick.
I haven't seen the uncensored version of it.
Yeah, I get sick.
You don't want to.
Like, dude,
Yeah,
I've seen a
I
lot
don't
of people
want to,
die. Like, I've seen a lot of death, and I can't watch that video.
Which me not having seen the uncensored version of that, but having seen the uncensored version of another video leads me to a theory I'm gonna say later once we get to that subject.
Oh, okay. Let's see what else has happened. There's been like 13 school shootings. Not really. It was like 2 or 3. But there
Yeah,
have
2 or
been
3.
multiple school shootings.
The FN contract
Congress-
for a bunch of the LMGs got pushed through, so that's a thing.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The
I
FN
missed
contract,
that.
yeah, finalized that they sold like what was it, 13 million in FN machine guns.
Wow.
Yeah. So we might be getting rid
Dollars
of
or
the
units?
M4.
Yeah. Yeah.
13.1. I don't know. I can
I
look it up.
think it's dollars.
I think
there's
it's
no
dollars.
way.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
dollars.
there's
I
no
was
way
about
we're-
to say, good God.
There's no.
Yeah, I didn't
You
say
get an
were
LMG.
rearming
That'd be a
And
lot
you
of
get an
earning,
LMG. Like, that's enough for
game.
every person in
You
the army to have like 7.
Yeah. I mean, you guys know that the 240 is one of the. I believe that it's one of the greatest inventions on the face of the planet in the history of time. But
I
was
mean,
$4.9 million contract awarded in July for more additional units for the M240 Lima.
Lima,
Which
yeah.
is-
So
which is the
it
good
literally, Yeah, it's
The
literally
good
the
ones.
same thing as the Bravo. It just has an titanium receiver, so it's like
Yes.
I think it's like 10 pounds lighter, maybe
It's
more.
significantly lighter. It's not that much, but it's a
Yeah.
lot.
Yes, but it's still the best shit to hit since sliced bread, and most definitely not contract.
Which fun fact? I've never actually even fired a Lima. When I went to Ukraine,
Neither have I fired
I
Bravos.
was running PKMs. I even used one in combat at one point. Super cool machine gun, love it. But all of my 240 experience was based off the 240 Bravo, and so when I was like playing with the PKMs, I was like, dude, this thing is paper light, like or feather light, I
Yep,
guess would be the
and
better
that
way to say it.
receiver's specs came from the fucking what 60s or some dumb shit. Like
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
fucking whack. The new H&K MG4 or whatever, MG5, whatever that is that they're working on right now, about to release. Apparently, that is actually the first platform since the PKM to be as light as it actually is.
Yeah.
Especially in a Western like platform, it's fucking crazy to think about that.
I want an MG3.
I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Pretty sick.
Yeah, that'd be neat.
So yeah, let's see. I'll give you all a quick. I don't even know if I ran all of this by you guys. I think y'all were like watching it live. So I was in. I can say where I was. I was in Poland. It was a vacation trip. It wasn't a work trip. It really wasn't that much of a vacation, but it wasn't
Here's the
work.
way it ended.
Yeah. So I'm leaving. I was flying out of Krakow, and get on my plane. It was delayed. I fly into Amsterdam, and there were strikes happening. And because of my delay on the flight, which was the airline's fault, I missed my connecting flight, my layover flight. That then, to my understanding, got canceled anyway. Um, and then because of strikes that were happening in Amsterdam, the rest of the flights got canceled for the day, as well as the next morning. Well, it was a whole mess, dude. It was an exhausting rest of that day trying to get like just to a hotel where I didn't have to pay for it because it wasn't my fault. Airlines suck. Insurance is a scam. This doesn't have anything to do with insurance, but insurance is a scam. Just and so finally I get to a hotel and I get some dinner. It's super late. I'm exhausted. I don't have any clothes. I had to go buy boxers in the airport. So I get to the hotel. I finally get to sleep, and like, I believe it was while I was falling asleep, our chat goes crazy, and it's like, "Hey, are you still in Poland?" And I was like, "Actually, no, I
Yeah.
just left." And it was when Russia was actively flying drones into Poland, and I was like, "Oh, sick."
Yeah. That's why I asked. I was like,
yeah. But
Yeah.
the crazy
I
thing is,
figured
I didn't
you
even
would've-
know until the next morning because I was like half asleep and falling asleep before it actually hit the news or anyone really knew.
Yeah.
So I woke up the next morning to more flights delayed and canceled. And our chat being like, "Are you still in Poland?" And I'm like, "No, what's happening?" And I look, and that's when I find out. So it's hilarious that I was there, but you guys knew before I did. So yeah,
that is
Yeah.
funny.
The fact that we knew before you did, like the fact that it happened and then like I hadn't heard anything from you in 5 minutes, I was like, he's either on the opposite end of Poland or he's not there anymore. Because if that was the case, he would have gotten in a group chat and been like, fucking 911 or something.
Yeah.
the best part of it,
The
was
happening is happening.
yeah, because
Okay,
I saw Ian's thing. He was like, we're getting Article 5'd," and I was like, Article what? And so I immediately like
threatening.
hop
They're
on
what?
Google and I'm like, Poland Article 5, what's happening? And I was like,
as soon as I heard Article 5, I was like, is that a NJP? Like, what the fuck?
No. NATO Article 5, yeah.
yeah, I'm thinking through like all the Article 5s I know, and I was like, Article 5, Poland, are you still in Poland? What?
Oh no.
I was like,
Uncles, I'm in danger.
And I get back, and a couple of the guys at work were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm good." And they were like, "Okay, worried the Russians tried to get you again or something." I was like, "Oh."
Yeah, right.
After
I was like, damn,
further
that'd be crazy if they ended up getting him in Poland after all of
Because I was like,
After all
they
that.
couldn't get him in Ukraine. They're not going to get him in Poland.
That was
Right.
well, y'all remember like 2 days after I got back from Ukraine, I was cutting down a tree and about cut my leg off with the chainsaw. I got my
Yeah.
femoral artery and everything, and that was like the running joke at the time. It's like they couldn't get him in Ukraine, so they hired the chainsaw or they converted the chainsaw to Russian. But yeah, apparently after further investigation, I don't know all the validity of this. The drones were headed to the airport. That was basically evacuated. I believe it was evacuated. It was put under like super duper high alert. Jets were scrambled. Obviously, it was F-16s, F-35s, and whatever. I don't remember NATO's early warning. Not early warning. The big freaking spinny dish on top plane.
DRAM. Oh, the dish on AWAC.
AWAC.
AWACS.
It's
Yeah.
whatever because I believe they don't use the same one as the U.S. does. So, but a bunch of stuff was scrambled. And apparently after further investigation, they found that the target was in fact the airport. It was not the airport I was at. But all air, basically that whole area of Europe was put on like high alert. There were flight delays, all sorts of things. But I'm home. It's been a long few days trying to get caught back up on work and sleep. But as promised, our episode. No, I haven't seen any new involved. I was a bit out of the loop, but I didn't see anything new about Tim Kennedy other than just still being Tim
No,
Kennedy.
no.
Thankfully, it's been
It's still-
quiet.
Yep.
Well, actually,
we did lose a
there are
follower.
pending investigation.
I mean, yeah, there's still a pin. Yeah,
Yeah,
nothing's happened.
I think we talked about that the last time we talked
Yeah.
about him. We talked
Which
about
is
pending
what
invest-
leads me
The
into
multiple
we
pending
lost a
investigations.
follower on our YouTube channel, so
Damn
it
it!
was probably Tim Kennedy, as someone mentioned earlier.
How funny would that be?
Either him or Robert O'Neill.
I would just like to say this is the second time
Dude.
that we have gotten. If it is Tim Kennedy, this would be the second time like a semi-celebrity has unfollowed and then gone on a tirade about us. And the first one was John's son. Do y'all
Oh.
remember that?
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
I tried to forget
That was a long time ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago.
Yeah.
That's like original lore.
Who's that?
But
And John's
Johnson was
he
gonna
owns
be
Apex Armor.
representative salesperson. Yeah, and he was running Apex.
Yep.
yeah.
That's a deep cut right there. I had forgotten about that until
yeah,
we were talking about
that
this.
is a deep cut.
Deep
that's
lore.
some OG lore. Yeah.
So yeah, other than that, Article 5, Article 4 was pulled, and now there is a huge strengthening going on as far as what did they call it? Operation Sentry or something?
Something like that.
Something like that, basically to help defend Polish. Yeah, everyone did the same thing.
Zach and Ian, you both at the same time just went,
Who? That needs to be hold on. I wish I could time a screenshot. That needs to be the thumbnail. It's just like all of us, like, because the title is what comes next. And it's all there's like, I don't know.
No fucking. I mean, the bingo card's been going nuts this fucking week alone. Dude.
Yeah, none of this
Crap.
was on my bingo card. Nothing.
We still got
um,
like what 3 weeks left in September, maybe. Like
Yeah.
I know a lot of other European or NATO affiliates in Europe have sent mainly like fighter jets.
Yeah, France has.
Um,
I believe it's France has now stationed F-16s in Poland. Like they've sent.
Yeah, I think
a
Germany
squadron, a
might
wing,
have
something.
contributed in some
They
way.
said, "Chocolate bleu, they have hit the airport."
And then I don't remember who I don't remember who
the
the
mobile
other was.
baguette
It's
launchers.
another semi-big player in Europe.
Our whole like 2 French people that will ever watch this are very offended right now.
They're like, quickly,
Oh,
give the defense
speaking of
point,
which-
John.
This is still on topic because it's Poland. While I was in Poland, I can't name names or anything, but I had more than one person come up to me. It was kind of a mutual friend kind of deal. They will know who they're talking about if they are watching. And it was like, dude, I love your podcast. I wish I could understand all of it. And I was like, oh, thanks, man.
Sir?
They speak a
We
different
need a
language?
translator for
I know.
just
I was like,
Polish.
I'll put
No
that on
other
my list
language
of
but
things to do
Polish.
to find a Polish translator. And they were like, oh, good.
Okay.
Thanks, that would be amazing. He was like, because I watch it on 0.25 speed.
Oh,
So I was like, oh, homie,
no.
At
our
least he actually
2-hour
dedicates,
podcast
like, that-
episodes are 8 hours
that-
for this guy.
Yeah, it's like
that makes me blush, dude. Like he actually wants that much. I don't put that much effort into my own government, dude. Like I read the headline,
right.
I browse the paragraphs, and I'm like, all right, genuinely speaking, they're fucking reptilians. Fuck them.
But dude, I was so thankful. I was like, dude, thanks so much. And he was like, yes, I enjoy watching them. He's like, I watched the last episode, and he like started naming like past episodes that he'd watched, and I was like, bro, a true believer.
Here,
yeah, right.
a true
Episode
son.
69, The Journey to the Lost City.
Dude, if this I was just talking to my wife the other day. If this podcast or my company or something like that gets mentioned in like a manifesto or on the side of a shell casing, I'll know I've made it.
Dude, it's so fucking stupid how I had said it the other day where I'm like, okay, so we've hit the point now where it's been two recently ones where we're putting such cringe fucking memes on all of the, like the magazines, the bullets, whatever. So Luigi ran so that way we could shit the fucking bed is what it's turning
Yeah.
into. Like, can we stop?
Yeah.
Like, but he actually did make sense. It was cool. All right. It's
What was
like
it? Up, down, right, right, right.
Yeah, it
for
was
the fucking
I think-
Helldivers 2 reference.
I know that.
Yeah.
Well, it's
I
was
up,
asking
right,
which one
down,
it
up,
was.
down.
What's
500
wild to
kilogram
me?
bomb. Catch this fascist fucking cringe lord.
What's fucking
mean, it's
wild
funny.
to me is that now OWO is gonna be considered extremist.
No.
It's gonna be
Lowercase
considered
o,
transgender
uppercase W,
extremist.
lowercase o.
Did
As
y'all
he read
see
it.
the first thing? So originally, I think it was like the New York Post or the Guardian or something. They were the first ones that were like, "Oh, there was transgender slang or something on the bullet casings," and it was
New
because
York
they were
Post, I think,
confused
yeah.
by the up, down, right, 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 and they even came forward and like edited it in an editor's note. They were like, "We're sorry, we misunderstood the reference."
And like, if you can imagine, so the developers of that game are so active in the community.
Those
Like, they're probably when
goddamn
they woke up that day
transgenders and their
and shit
500
happened,
kilogram bombs.
they're looking at all the news and they're just going, "What do we do?
And then
Like,
what's wild is like,
do we double down? Do we
Do we
change?
double down?
Dude,
Up,
if
down,
they
right,
don't-
right is now 1,000 kilogram bomb.
If they don't lean into this, they're
Missed opportunity.
yeah, they're fucking up. And
Plus,
B,
what does that mean? Are they going to make a bloody
so-
cape
so
and they call
weak.
it the attempted or the assassination of liberty?
Ian? What was the railgun one that you said it should have been? Like eliminate the target with one hit.
Yeah, there's a longer one that's like 2 or 3 arrow keys longer that does the orbital rail cannon. That's like a laser guided projectile. I was like, dude, you were so close. You were so close.
Well, to be fair, like for the first several months, it
fair.
was all like friendly fire with the 500 kilogram. I mean, like friendly fire is just a given in that game.
Yeah,
so,
is
like,
that
Out
the
of
joke?
time,
Did we?
Max
Did
Yeah,
I miss
that's
it?
why it was
With
catch
that
this
fucking
fast.
bomb.
It's basically like a fucking nuking your buddies. Really, it happened when Elizabeth played it her first time, which was like we were playing with one of our autistic friends, like literally, like clinically autistic, and then our buddy Jacob. And
You know it's
Jacob was
bad
getting ready
when
to
the
throw
autist
something.
says we were playing with an autistic friend.
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's like deeply autistic. He held a job at
yeah,
Domino's.
he feels the need.
His first
feels
job
the
was
need to
Domino's,
emphasize his autism.
and he still works there, which we're proud of because it was his first job. But he fucking hates pizza now. But
His
he
first
was
job at
Jacob was getting ready to throw the 500 kilogram, and then the other guy, Seth, the autistic kid, he hit him with the back blast of an RPG, knocked Jacob down with the 500, and then when he did that, Jacob's explosive or whatever killed me, which dropped another 500 kilogram because I had it in my hand, and it was just a bad day overall.
Is Jacob gonna be offended when he watches this?
I don't think he watches it. I don't care. I could strictly say like, "I'll suck your dick, bitch." Like,
Whoa.
and there you go.
We're
Like,
so
and then if he watches it, he's about to get like. And Jacob's such a common last or first name here in the South. I mean, there could be 100 fucking Jacobs that just come across this by chance, on YouTube. They're like, that guy offended me. He sexually assaulted me on YouTube.
I don't know what's funnier, what Zach just said or the fact that Sean, there was zero reaction from you.
Are you just eating chicken nuggets?
He's just continuing to eat his chicken.
It's a burger. Thank you very much.
How are you eating a burger in pieces?
Cringe! Cringe!
Yeah.
You were
Were you not eating like small pieces?
No, it was like what was left of my burger.
Okay.
I was taking bites
Nice.
off of it.
Nope.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever
take
eaten a
pieces.
burger before, big dog.
How
Speaking
did
of
we
burgers,
get here?
if you have to buy frozen ones, the Holton's Chop House are the absolute best fucking
Or just
frozen
don't buy
burgers.
frozen burgers.
Fuck no. Fuck Bubba.
Stop
They
buying
say
frozen
the world's
burgers.
People on me,
I
dude.
will fucking
Flanders-
shoot up the room.
Flanders burgers have never let me down. Okay.
Or just
Flanders.
don't buy frozen burgers.
Yeah.
Sometimes you have to because, first of all, I have a wife and child, and I don't get home until 7, 8 o'clock at night. I want to throw
Bro,
it on
Big
the fucking
Beef
grill.
doesn't want you to know this. They sell unfrozen burgers on the meat aisle.
Okay, but for
Big
fucking
beef can hang on my nuts.
for 8 6-ounce patties for $10, and it's raw beef anyways, just frozen, and they're smashed already, like smashed burger style, and they caramelize fucking perfectly every time. That's good money, especially because I don't have to worry about raw meat inside my fucking fridge. It's frozen already, so it lasts. Okay, and trust me, when you're like me, where
That's
you
what
get
you're
home
concerned
late
about is
and-
raw meat in your fridge?
in terms of it'll spoil. You can't keep it in there for like 3 days. or
How
more
long?
than 3
How
days.
far out are you buying beef for burgers?
It just depends.
Have you ever grocery shopped for like
Yeah, have you ever
a
grocery
2-week
shopped? It's
period,
me and my
dude?
wife.
No,
and my
I don't
kid.
grocery
No,
shop for a
he's never-
2-week period.
He's never grocery shopped
I
for a
feel like you don't
family,
grocery
brother.
shop at all, Jamie.
I grocery shop
Yeah,
for like
dude,
a week
sometimes-
period. I don't plan my meals
sometimes-
out 2 weeks in advance.
Well, we do. So fuck you. It saves money. It's meal prepping. Okay, Jamie, when you mature and have a child, you will realize. Okay,
When you get to Zach's point in life, you'll
The funniest
spend
part is
more time
Jamie's the
thinking
oldest
about
person.
raw
when
meat.
your
I know,
crazy
and I-
ass redheaded wife traps you with a child, you have a.
I would just
bronco,
like
so-
to say,
and
you
the Polish
people
part
are
is
out here
crazy.
having kids and, doing all your things. And my birthday party was today, and it was a Lego theme, okay?
I mean,
Based.
cool.
Based.
If we ever do a trip
Thanks
to
for the invite,
Nashville,
though.
hold on. If we ever do a
Appreciate it.
trip to Nashville, the
I feel like-
Opryland Mall that the transgender shooter would have shot up has a Legoland, has a Lego store. So we should go to that as a trip. And we can make it a podcast trip. Just telling you. And we can go to the Lego store.
Podcast
We're
field
like,
trip.
and then we record Jamie crying in the corner as like he's visiting like Mecca, the Lego Mecca. Yeah, there.
Oh, wait, hold on. I have an image to show everyone.
Yay.
Y'all
I
keep
got
talking.
creeping
I
around.
went to my Mecca recently. Okay, y'all keep going on whatever topics we're trying to talk about today. And I'll find my picture. Y'all know what it is, but everyone else has to see it.
You know what it is.
Black and yellow, black and yellow, black and yellow.
How look? Oh, you just
I'm
got
sorry.
us copyright
I had-
canceled, you bastard.
I had 2 Irish car bombs, and I haven't drank since May, so I'm feeling
That'll
pretty
do
good.
it.
That'll do it.
Congratulations, Englishman. You have one free car. Go and start it.
Do not worry if GPS screams in Celtic.
Wait, do I not have the picture? Can we talk about a topic, please? What were we talking
What are
about? I don't remember.
what is a topic?
You keep-
Is
I
it-
keep
how
trying to
far-
into a
How
topic,
how
and
long
then
have
we
we
just-
been
Jamie
Okay,
wants to
grab
go
a
to hot
topic.
topic.
We can let's
How
see.
far are we
all right,
into
what
so-
is-
this?
Well, you did start on a topic with Poland.
That's true.
Did you hold on? Hold on. I have a very important question about that. When
Okay.
you went this most recent time,
Uh-huh.
did you remember to take the walk?
Shitty walk?
So I have talked about this for a while. I think I've even discussed it with you guys. I do in fact want to get like a massive pan, like that kind of wok, like for cooking, and put it in my carry-on bag. And they're like, "What the hell is this?"
Uh-huh.
I'm like, "Oh yeah, my final destination's Poland, so I'm taking the wok to Poland." I have thought about doing that so many times.
You should.
Just to get
You
the
really
TSA
should.
reaction of why I
Just to
have a
see, yeah,
giant pan
exactly.
in my carry-on
I didn't know
bag.
where
Yeah.
you were getting at with this until you said take the walk to Poland.
Oh, Savvy says planning far out makes it so much cheaper. I can't plan like unless I'm planning a combat mission. I really can't plan more than like 48 hours in advance. Everyone here can attest to that.
Zach, quick draw.
We're so canceled.
Zach wins. Zach wins.
Carbon buildup on my flash hider. It's probably carcinogenic, but it tastes like rusted penny.
Let's see.
Tastes like panties.
It tastes like a rusty sheriff's badge.
How do I not have the picture? Hold on, I need to make a phone call really quick.
But I didn't shoot the dead beauty.
I think you're the only one that got that.
Y'all can keep going.
Got the what?
I'm
The
asking.
rusted badge. Okay, well, I could just do a rundown of my carrier because
Oh yeah,
This
you
thing's
got
actually
a
been really
career.
comfortable.
Yeah,
Sure,
tell the
yeah.
people what you got.
Yes.
Show off your
Okay,
new
so-
shit. Show and tell
All
your
right,
new
so,
shit.
Yes, please. So I was back in 2020 when like civil unrest was happening. I wanted to get like kind of a minimalist setup and everything, and I read forums on Reddit for tactical gear and like what was it? The other one that's like good tactical gear or whatever. And so I got a JPC 2.0 for one of my first plate carrier, and I ran like training plates in that for forever. I ran it with like a full combat load eventually. I ran minimalist stuff at first. But as I started to actually apply to a loadout for civilian unrest and what you would pretty much be doing, which is going to be 9 times out of 10, waiting for shit to actually pop off, protecting property, life, or whatever, or you're completely bailing out of the city altogether, in which case you're still going to, if you're going to sustain yourself, you want multiple magazines. So like this is all going to change, it's pending. But this is all capable of 8 mags on my actual carrier itself. If you do 8 mags on a fucking JPC, that shit fucking sucks. All right. I love Cry in terms of what their mission is, but when it comes to combat load, infantry loads, Cry is likely not what you want to do unless you want to go with the AVS. So that's what I started to look into.
Or a
Except that
CPC.
AVSs, but the Cage and the AVS are more than 10 years old. And although they're extremely good platforms, still to this day, I wanted to see if there was anything that was more modernized. Insert the Shaw Concepts plate carrier. That pretty much takes all the influence of infantry combat and infantry combat loads and puts it into a similar AVS platform where it's meant to distribute the load throughout the portions of the body comfortably for long periods of time without, sulking too much or what have you. And the carrier doesn't feel like he's, fucking dying like I was when I was in my JPC for several hours at a time. My shoulders would be fucking dying. If I even upgraded the shoulders, odds are my plate bags weren't going to sit in the right spot or they were going to rub wrong. With the Shaw, and although it is expensive, it's still cheaper than a brand new AVS by like literally 50% of the cost. You still get all your tubes stock from Shaw with 2 cummerband options, being the MSR, I believe it is, and their actual ARC cummerband. The ARC is just a thicker format, and the MSR is like a slimmer profile for like vehicle work. Since I'm not going to be in and out of vehicles all day, every day, I figured I'd go with the thicker cummerband. And so I currently have...
Yeah, it's 3 rows versus 2, basically. That's the only difference.
Well, I think this is actually 4 rows, but yeah. And it has an inner and outer loop, so that way if like you run side plates, it doesn't take up real estate for your outer loop. So you could still run pouches all down the side while you run your side plates, should you want to. But I mean, when it comes to human function, I usually keep all of this opened up because even on this, there's a pouch portion right here for my mutant that you can't really get to effectively. Like your shoulder blade literally isn't designed to go and like get into that pouch. So this is here just for general purpose use, and you can. I brought it up as much as I could to my tube portion. I've got 2 mags here inside of a Spiritus Spud pouch. I really like this because it just looks, like a ghillie design, but also it's a general purpose pouch. So I mean, you could throw anything else in this too if you didn't want to run the multiple magazines. I care to because at the end of the day, like studies have shown that combat isn't really I'm going to shoot at somebody and I'm going to hit them 9 times out of 10. It's more like I'm going to use this magazine that's currently in my gun. 3/4 of that is more likely going to strike their cover to keep them from fucking shooting me. And in the meantime, I'm peeling because I don't have team. So at that point, it's going to be out spending more magazines to give myself time to exfil rather than actually kill people. So I have the capacity to do 2, 2, 2, 2, 1 in my belt and 1 in my gun. So I mean, that's more than enough 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 6 ammunition to, get the fuck out of wherever it is that I'm currently in if I'm in a shitty spot. Should I even use this? Otherwise, if you're doing just like in between, like building operations and surveillance, obviously this isn't the go-to. A chest rig would be a superior option in that case. But, I'll eventually get there.
A chest rig kind of gal myself.
Yeah, I plan on going with belt kit for a sustainment operations kit, and that would be more so for out in the wilderness because odds are I'm going to bail from my area, which is a lot more urban. Because when shit gets crazy, people get crazy, and when people get crazy, even if you know your neighbor decently well, you don't really know where his parameters for how do I put it, cheating rules of civilian life, like is going to happen. So I mean, like everybody's just trying to feed their kids.
I don't know if Jeff is about that life.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, everybody's trying to do what's best for their family. And if you're not part of the family, you're going to be second rate. And that's no fault of that person per se. So your better odds are to separate yourself from that initial bit of panic and give yourself time to actually be able to operate outside of that if you can. Obviously, no one, like there's some people that are going to live in apartments inside of urban centers and their tasking is not going to be the same as mine.
It's true. And
Yeah.
yours,
Yeah.
you're like, yours won't even be the same as like one day as it is to the next day. So,
oh yeah. So like, just because I'm in an urban center, I figured the odds of getting shot are more likely. So body armor with a plate carrier for bailing out initially made a lot of sense. As much ammo as possible, but also, like medical and stuff like that makes sense to me. And then otherwise, this isn't going to be my primary ordeal if I'm outside of an urban center. And that's pretty much why I made up with that conclusion. But otherwise, the carrier is really comfy. I love it a lot. Like it's all nice and comfy and does its job really good. So if you're in the market for a new carrier and you don't mind spending like half cry money, this is a really good fucking bet. I love this shit.
I will never not shill anything that Shaw makes, to be honest.
Oh yeah, I mean the dude's really fucking cool. He's not only a man of culture when it comes to video games, but also he was an infantry marine himself, so he's very aware of from his personal take on things on how it should be for the infantryman. And although special forces, special operations, uses stuff,
yeah,
it's designed at the end of the day for infantry use.
I have spoken to him.
Well, he
personally.
wasn't
He's really cool.
just an infantry marine. He was a recon marine specifically.
Oh yeah, Recondo. Which also why their chest rig's going to be coming to market eventually. I don't know when exactly, but apparently that's what Recondos really prefer is the lightweight as much as possible. Loadouts. So
here's a quick hot take.
Oh. That R word that is now frowned upon. The old recce.
Oh, recce.
I thought we were talking about the Linus hard R word.
Linus hard.
That's what I thought we were talking about. just for the uncultured audience, just Google Linus Tech Tips hard R. You will not be disappointed. No matter what you expect, you will not be disappointed. Also, here's a quick hot take. I don't know if I'll always live by this, but in my current opinion, chest rigs versus plate carriers are niche.
That argument alone fucking pisses me off because they're two very drastic different conversations.
They are.
Like,
Yeah.
do you plan on being engaged? And if so, are you sustaining yourself in that engagement? Or are you planning on surveying? And if you get engaged, you have just enough to get the fuck out of that engagement. Is pretty much what at the end of the day they're meant for. If you're trying to recondo with a bunch of fucking plates on, dude, first of all, you're weighing yourself down. Secondly, it's counterintuitive because the whole entire fucking point of recon is literally not to be spotted and to be
Yes.
as minimalist as possible.
But I think
That's
in
why
most
guys only run 4
engagements,
max.
I think most engagements are planned being a two-way engagement, and if you're
Yeah.
planning a two-way engagement, armor's better.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, so at the end of the day,
by,
like
by
also
nature,
for, like,
that makes a chest rig niche.
yeah. So like at the end of the day, like if you're planning on doing a recon, then bailing for a secondary force to do the assault, makes sense that I don't want to prep armor and then have more weight on me to keep myself bogged down. Especially if I have like a 30K fucking hike to my spot.
Yeah.
It's just I'm bringing a bunch of other stuff to keep me alive in the meantime. It's just going to add weight. However, if we're going to this spot, we're going to recon, we have already decent actionable intelligence to hit the secondary location with an assault. Okay, I'm bringing fucking plates. If I have to throw a taps over my fucking plate carrier, or if I have to do this other shit to make sure I have my armor and my other stuff, I'll do that.
I'm
But
literally
otherwise, if
sitting
my
on
plan
one.
isn't to assault, if my
Right,
plan
yeah.
is not to assault, armor is like, it's a nice passive thing, but armor is not absolute either. I mean, at the end of the
No.
day, it's to give measure for protection, but it in itself is not going to be a guarantee you don't get hit and
No.
need a medevac. Like it's just to give you a little bit of extra, in a firefight.
And then again, armor's only, it's not sappy plates aren't covering several key areas that you want to protect or that result in combat deaths or fatalities.
Here's something.
Uh,
Sappy plates
It was
don't
never
cover
meant to-
your neck area, right? In
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yep. Let
It
alone
was never
what you
meant
did there.
to
I see what you did there.
prevent casualties. It was to make you less of a casualty. That's the whole
Yes,
point.
yeah. Because, for
Yeah.
instance, they tell you this all the time when you're doing any kind of TCCC or combat lifesaver course. They're like, like the number one fatality on the battlefield is hemorrhage. You either nick your femoral artery, you nick an artery, and most of those are in your extremities, not covered by plates.
and that can happen from
Like
shrapnel.
what you're saying, armor is not an absolute.
Yeah.
Sappy plates don't guarantee I'm not gonna, take frag, and
That's why
That's my
specifically
fucking-
I came from Ukraine and I'm running soft side armor. Like
Yep.
chunky,
Yes.
thick, tall side soft armor because because Ukraine. It's pretty obvious.
Shrapnel.
Shrapnel,
Because you didn't
drones,
wanna
all the
die.
drones,
Drones,
yeah.
airstrikes, anything and everything. That piece of metal is going to
And
be
I think I've
fucking-
talked about this in the podcast. I'm sure I have. We've had so many different episodes, and I've talked about my kit in the past. Wait, where's my patch? Oh, I know where it is. So when I went to Ukraine, I was on a tight budget. I wasn't on a crucially tight budget. I did some saving and stuff right before I went. We've talked about that in the past. However, I was on a very tight time constriction, and going over there with side plates was a must for me due to the shrapnel issues. I could not actually get any soft armor or level 4 hard armor plates in time before I left. And I went over there with 6x6 steel plates in my side. Because that was literally all I could get in time.
yeah.
Pepperidge
And-
Farm remembers.
Yeah, and they sucked. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
even
that is
without
not
getting hit.
ideal by any means, but if it's what you got, it's what you
Yeah.
fucking got.
And we will always hate on steel plates on this podcast forever.
Yeah.
But it kind of goes
I'm a
back to
steel
if
plate
it's what you
denier,
have, that's
not
what
just
you
a hater.
have.
I'm a denier.
Yes.
They're
But
not
that was
real.
always like a concern in my head, like the whole time I was there. I was like, dude, if I get hit by like some high power shrap, despite having spall coating or spall lining or whatever, there's a
Yeah,
solid
whatever the
chance
fuck-
my
whatever
armpit's
gimmick
not
they're
gonna have a
calling
good
it.
day.
Truck bed liner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they literally just spray that shit with fucking rhino liner.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember where I was going with
It's
that, but
not
basically,
some, like-
side plates are important.
Yep.
And especially if you can get soft ones, like my FCPC.
Yeah.
I have they're new. I guess we can still call them new. They've been out for about a year and a half now. They're like 3AC side soft armor. It's really nice because it's so big. And it's made to
Well-
basically conform to the carrier itself.
A
But
lot of people aren't. They think just stopping bullets, and they don't stop to think about frag.
mhm.
Yeah.
Which, you know, granted,
Or
in
small.
most civilian urban settings, frag still exists and it can still be a threat, but it's
Yeah.
a lot less likely. Whereas, you know,
Correct.
situations that you or I have been in where frag is a,
Yeah.
you know, legitimate concern.
Well, and also too, so I know we've talked about this in the podcast before, but if look back at for audience members and whatever that had early 2010, late 2000s deployments, dude, it was insane the amount of like I don't remember what like the what was it, Gen 3, Gen 4 IOTV was, but with like there were some units that were like, okay, you need the neck, you need the shoulders,
Yeah,
you need
so
the groin,
when-
you have to have every single piece in your IOTV, and then you put on your LBV. And like the weight was ridiculous.
So thankfully
there was
now,
no mobility.
the last time when I deployed, it was the Gen 4 IOTV, which actually I liked.
So was it the 3
by
that
far-
was the one that was super duper
Maybe.
bulky? Am I
But
remembering
the
that
Gen
correctly?
4s, like, I liked them. I mean, it definitely wasn't the best thing out there. There's a lot of better options, but for what it was, for issued gear, it was actually pretty good. And it had the I think they called it the DAPS,
Yeah,
which were the fucking arm
I think that's what it
Kevlar.
was. Yeah.
My command was just like, fuck that
The-
shit. And then we kept
Yeah.
the yoke on, which was the neck padding,
Mm-hmm.
until
That's
we
fair.
did vehicle rollover training. And our first sergeant almost got fucking suffocated by that shit. And he's like, yeah, everybody's taking that shit off now.
Yeah. But there were some units that like their unit SOP was everything. Like if the
To wear
IOT,
every
like if it was
piece, yeah.
like if it was an IOTV option, you had to wear it, and the
That's
mobility
crazy.
was like horrible.
0.
You can't. Well, you can't pick your
yeah.
arms up. You have this giant groin box hovering over your wiener.
We called it the
Like-
combat diaper.
Yeah. Like it was insane. You could also you couldn't really even like put your arms forward. And what's crazy
it's
is
not ideal, especially
No.
when if you're in any situation where you need good maneuverability. If you're in a situation where you need to outmaneuver the enemy, which is most situations, you're kind of fucked.
and
Because
the
it's
crazy part
Very hard
is
to move around,
this
and you're
might be a hot take
over there.
specific-
9 times out of 10, you're fighting dudes in pajamas.
Yeah.
You know,
But and this might be a bad hot take, because I haven't. I'm not the people. I wish I could have been a fly on the wall when they were basically like pushing out the IOTVs, because in my head, the biggest concern for GWAT guys was like IEDs, specifically like
Yes.
2000s, early 2010s. Were they basically just using the IOTVs to supplement like spall liners on the inside of Humvees? Like, was their philosophy like, okay, we're not gonna line Humvees and we're not gonna improve Humvees. We're gonna just wrap our
Yeah.
soldiers in spall liner?
It's
Like, was
cheaper.
that-
Yeah, it's cheaper to line the soldier than it is to line the vehicle. Yeah.
Because
guess,
it's not like
perhaps-
any
well,
of the
every
pajama
vehicle that I-
fighters
well-
had artillery.
most of my experience comes with being an engineer. Most of my experience comes from large up armored MRAPs, which all have like they all have a spall liner in it.
Yeah,
Like
but
if
by
the
the
spall
time,
liner falls off or if it's not in there, then the vehicle is like not usable.
but if you
We
look at
even have like additional spall liner in case something happens to another
yeah,
piece of spall liner. We could, because it's like a Velcro system. You just
mm-hmm.
slap it back up.
Yeah. But if you look, like if there was a chart of like increase in MRAP usage, there's a literal decrease in IOTV full kit with all the extra features usage. And
Oh yeah.
is
Yeah.
that because technology? Is that because they were actually like, you know what? These IOTVs aren't great for mobility, or were they literally just basically supplementing Humvee spall liners to just spall line the person?
And then
I
you
want to
also
say
have to think about it from a perspective of IEDs. Imagine a vehicle gets hit, and now you're wearing all that additional stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
they have to pull you out of the vehicle.
Yes.
And when you're, like combat doesn't discriminate. You could, 110-pound soldier pulling a 300-pound beast of a guy out of an MRAP or a Humvee, and he's got all that stuff on. It's
Ain't
going to make it
happening, G.
significantly harder.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's a measure of multiple things because, as we saw, it wasn't just our tactics that changed a lot during GWAT. It was also the insurgents. So by the time that we started developing better SOPs for urban operations, because it was the first time we'd really, what was it? We put Mout to the test, and we found that Mout was not effective at all for insurgency takeover, which is why the coin mechanism came in, made by Mattis, in order to try to sustain our guys within those theaters of war. And as we're doing that, they started targeting our convoys differently. By the time that we finally swapped from Humvees, which are so thin-skinned, it didn't matter if your guy had fucking a bunch of, spall on himself. The blast yield from a lot of these IEDs was so substantial, it'd be a fucking 3 parts left over from a Humvee. And
Yeah.
they would always wait until at least half the convoy was past the point or a specific moment, so that way they could sustain or halt the convoy and hit them hard after the fact.
Yeah.
So as their tactics shifted, ours did too. And then our equipment eventually did, where we were like, if we're going to use convoys, it's the best method is to hit it hard, get there and get the fuck out as quickly as possible. Because the longer you're on target, the more likely an ambush is likely.
That's
so
true.
as quickly as you get in, as you get out. So then vehicle guys that are now have designations for MOSs for specific, vehicle operations, they're not taking backpacks. They're taking back panels off. They're not running a shit ton of magazines. They're running maybe 4 or 5. They're running multiple kits for medical, so that way if they have to get to it, they can. But otherwise, all of them are minimalistically built, and they're staged far the fuck off target as a QRF if they have to be. So that way, when shit does hit the fan, they hit it hard, they grab their dudes, they scoop, and that's it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And then you also have to realize all that additional shit. I mean, there's other more job specific stuff that you have to carry with you. I mean, TLS bags or TCCC bags, which anybody's gonna have and need to, those are big like waist bags. That's like the biggest fanny pack rig you've ever seen. And then you have, if you're a mortar team, you've got dudes carrying a mortar tube and a tripod. If you're an engineer team, you got guys carrying handheld minesweepers and stuff like that, which, all that shit adds up
The
real
little
fast.
computer game?
Yeah.
And well, basically where I was going with this was, so by the late 2010s, at that point the Marines had basically fully adopted plate carriers, or were fully transitioning, at least had fully started
Yep.
that transition to plate carriers. Army doing very similar things, specifically like I believe, with the exception of actual SOCOM units, which those SOPs vary, as we've talked about many times. Like Ranger Bat guys had already fully were almost fully transitioned to the JPC at that point. By late 2010s, so you see like this huge transition to plate carriers, specifically JPC, like jumpable stuff, or what
the
the
AVS.
Marine equivalent to like the CPC, isn't it? Because it's not AVS,
Yes,
but
it's the
it's not
MSV, I
jumpable.
think, is its destination.
But it's similar
can
to a
recall.
CPC, correct?
It's like a cage platform, and it's meant
Yeah.
to sustain. The only problem is it's thick. Guys would overheat in
Yes.
it very quickly. It wasn't easy to modulate of any point between jobs. It was pretty much as basic bare bones as it fucking got.
That's the problem with like early adopting though, because they were the first to adopt it, and you can see it has very Like look at like my first plate carrier was a Warrior Assault system, and it was very like durable. It was thick, but they clearly didn't care anything about modularity or staying cool. Like it was built to be robust, thick, and hold up well, and that was kind of a thing that we have since transitioned a little bit away from. But look at Ukraine now. It is not uncommon to see the guys in Ukraine with essentially an entire like Gen 3, Gen 4 IOTV with all the pieces on again. Um like the shoulder I mean, not having a groin like in a full groin thing in Ukraine is wild now. Like they would be like, "Dude, why are you walking around naked? Like why don't you have your neck protector on? Why don't you have all this on?" And it's because of the artillery and the drones and stuff. And so are we
the
actually going to
drones
see
mainly, like I was like doing a class on drone
Oh
warfare.
yeah, you told me
and
about this.
Yeah, and I was just compiled real raw footage from first person drones, mainly in Ukraine, a little bit from Israel Palestine.
Mhm.
And like the first video I showed them was somebody ramming a drone into a guy. He was like sitting down. You've probably seen this video. He's sitting down and he's asleep, or I don't know if he's asleep or resting or what, but he appears to be asleep. And they just ram the drone right into his chest, and then the feed cuts off because they detonated.
They do that.
Right.
Yeah.
Are so
And, if that's even if that was only a half pound of high explosive on there, that's still
still a lot.
that quite literally point blank range. That's a lot.
Oh yeah, at that point you're done. It doesn't matter. Like you can have all the armor
The
in the world.
concussion
but you're
alone
fucking-
typically will take
More
care of
than
that.
enough.
So
Yeah.
it kind of leads the question of like, what's the future? To kind of unironically tie back into our title because it's not what we intended to kind of loop back into when I
And that
made
wasn't
the
even
title.
what that was in reference to.
Yeah. But like,
We got way off topic.
what comes next? Because in a sense, IOTVs are obsolete because of drones. Because you need high mobility and you need low visibility.
Yep.
However,
Signature reduction.
also because of drones, IOTVs are almost necessary because of the mass amount of shrapnel.
Look, the next step in armor evolution, I'm going to say it once. I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. This is the last time I'm going to say it.
The personal shields from Dune.
Spartan armor.
Oh, okay, we were close.
Yep.
We were close.
Yeah. Close enough. Yeah. Yeah. Have motherfuckers walk around like Master Chief.
We need to start with kidnapping the children.
You just had a kid. You don't even have to kidnap
Yeah, you
one.
don't even need to kidnap them.
Only if you could wait at least like 5-6 more years for lore reasons. Like
Well,
For lore
yeah,
reasons.
six.
For lore.
Yeah.
Okay, so to transition. Oh, do we have anything else on that topic? Because that was a
no, we can
That
That
definitely
was a
move on
lot.
from that.
Okay.
I think
to
I want to
trans-
move on to the next topic before we just. Yeah, we
Yeah.
spent a long time on that one.
because I actually really enjoyed that discussion. But I
I
do
did
have
too.
to show
It
you
was good.
my mecha. Let's see. Share. Hold on. Let me cut the feed so I don't dox anything. I said that last time and then still doxed everyone, or doxed someone.
Yay.
Let's see. Okay, can y'all see that?
Yeah,
And
with this
monitor.
fucking nerd and his
One.
chest fanny
Look
sack
at that.
and this pierogi stand.
I ate at Obi-Wan pierogi.
Hell yeah.
I basically am the high ground now, and you can't take that away from me. I have reached true Jedi.
What the fuck even is a pierogi? Is that like a?
I think
Oh,
it's got
no.
something to do with
Dumpling.
potatoes.
Yeah,
Is it
it's
more like a
dumpling.
Danish? Okay, it's a
No.
dumpling, a potato. Dumpling.
You can fry them. They're most popularly enjoyed like boiled, like cooked. And they can have everything from cabbage to sausage to potato, cheese. They even have dessert ones that are like basically like a cherry pie filling or something
So it's a Danish
inside.
Right.
Yeah, my personal favorites, ironically. So this is funny. My favorite dumpling filling or favorite pierogi filling is potato and cheese. So in Poland, those are called Ruski pierogies, as in Russian. But if you go to Ukraine, they're called Polish pierogies.
Huh.
And then this specific Obi-Wan pierogi shop, they're called um uh Ukraine pierogies because it's owned by a Ukrainian. So it's hilarious. Like it's
Funny.
if in Ukraine they're called Polish, in Polish they're called Russian unless it's owned by a Ukrainian and then it's a Ukrainian pierogi.
Identity crisis.
So yeah, but potato and cheese. Yep, I just wanted to show you guys that. I was very proud that I finally ate at Obi-Wan pierogi. That has been on my bucket
Obi-Wan
list for a
Hell
while.
pierogi.
yeah.
So go back to Discord.
So, anyways, the big topic that the elephant in the room.
Yep.
That we were alluding to earlier in somewhat vague detail.
So,
About IOTV neck armor.
yes.
So true.
The
So
juice.
true.
Yeah.
I'm not going to focus on the actual event too much because everybody is, and that's all that's being talked about and regurgitated. And quite frankly,
Yeah. I'm tired of it
I wanna
already.
talk- like,
really am.
That's why we
It's
didn't
being
name the
talked to
podcast
death
anything
and-
related to it.
yeah. I just want to talk about the implications of this event.
Because of the implication.
And let's not just talk about the
She's
implications,
not
but what's been
going to
happening.
because of the
um,
implication.
Oh.
The jugular
Not
knows
just
where
the
it is
implications,
because
but what's been going on behind the scenes, like what it's legitimately been distracting us from. I didn't get the joke.
so you know, like the missile
Yeah.
meme. That's like the missile knows where
It's
it
okay.
is,
Yeah.
because it subtracts where it isn't. That's why I said the jugular knows where it isn't because it doesn't know where it is.
Oh God!
I really think it ricocheted off his collarbone though, because I don't think it hit right here.
From
I
what
think
I
it hit
saw,
lower.
A
From what-
30-06 does not ricochet off collar.
I heard was it went into his chest and came out his neck.
I heard
which-
it went into his chest, bounced around, and never came out because it was a 22.
22. It's a 22.
Bounced yeah.
But well, even if it didn't ricochet off his collarbone,
What in
to
the bounce
shatter
around
the
inside is
collarbone-
going on here?
To shatter the collarbone would make sense as to why it nicked this, and then it also gave him the response because it's still diverted enough.
Makes sense.
In
If
order
it was
for a
a
bullet to
30-06,
divert, it's got to hit something hard.
So
if it was a 30-06 like they're claiming, it does kind of make sense because he was. It is mostly believed that he was wearing Kevlar.
That could be it too. if
In a
it was Kevlar.
30-06 at 200 yards, 200 meters, if he wasn't wearing Kevlar, would have just went right to him.
I actually thought
Is
after
that not
watching the
what
video
happened, though?
and kind of listening to a few of the videos and stuff, I actually thought there was a good chance it was subsonic. The audio was just really weird. Turns out that was very
Yep.
false.
Well, yeah,
Um,
we were talking about
but
that when the video.
I was
came out.
also I had one of my buddies text me and he was like, "Dude, it was definitely bigger than 5.56." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay,
100%.
I think it probably was." I was like, I think. But also my point was when you get shot in the neck or head, all your head is supported by your neck. That energy just kind of like it's not like your body where there's like a bunch of mass to stop it. Even like getting hit here will cause a shockwave and cause your whole neck to just like fall. So I hadn't ruled that out, but I thought when I initially saw it, I was like, dude, that's a dude with a 9mm right there in the crowd.
That's what I
thought
thought.
it was
I
a
thought
9.
the way it sounded, I was instantly like that was a 9mm rifle, like
Yeah,
a
but
Keltec Sub 2000 or something.
to be fair,
You know,
other than they're tucked into an
'Cause that's what
alley
it
where there's
sounded
so
like,
many
too.
buildings around.
Yeah.
I think it was like an amphitheater where there's
Yes.
layers of people. So that's wherever that sound's coming from. There's a lot of absorption
Yeah.
that can happen.
And I
from a
even
cell
went back
phone,
and
like,
said
you know.
that. And we
then,
talked
yeah,
about
when
this
you
like cell phone.
think about it, at a downward angle, the sound being pushed downward into a crowd and all that.
Yep.
stone,
Exactly.
concrete. I guess that makes
Yeah.
sense.
It's gonna break
you
it
know?
up a lot more different.
And also,
Yeah.
microphones just clip. Like, it's a very small
Yep.
microphone.
Yeah.
It can't handle loud noises as
Oh
well.
yeah.
It
Like
could
you
have.
could be over Sean's shoulder on his right or his left when he's shooting suppressed 5.56. It's gonna sound different in two different clips.
Yeah. Um, and so I then kind of retracted my statement when I realized it wasn't a pistol. I said it was a 9mm from a PCC. AR9, whatever. There's plenty of
Backpack gun
16-inch.
likely.
Yeah, there's plenty of 16-inch, including even 9mm takedown rifles.
Yeah.
I was like, it's a 9mm or a small 30 cal, and I'm thinking like 300 blackout or like 7.62 by 39. And then when it came out, it was 30-06. That was not on my bucket. Like, that was not on my not bucket.
Yeah,
That was not on my bingo card at all. And the only thing I can think of is because I've shot plenty of deer at like 200 meters, 100 meters, 300 meters, whatever with 30-06, and then having seen in-person combat and combat footage and everything, the only thing I can think of is that it was just at 200 meters moving so quick that's why it just didn't, like, obviously deer skin's a bit thicker than human, blah blah
It didn't
blah, and that's the
that
only thing I
energy.
can think of is that just there wasn't enough for it to expand, or he was using FMJ or something, because there is no
That's what
expansion
I
in that
think.
video. It is purely shockwave and it passes through. There is
We would know if they
no-
would release the fucking photos.
Yes.
Sorry. Sorry.
Damn.
sorry.
Got a
Sorry.
little-
Because that I said the whole time, I was like, that is not bigger than a small 30 cal. I was like, it is not a high, at least it may have been high energy, in this case it is, but it did not dump that energy.
Yeah.
No.
And that's basically what I think happened.
Again,
Is it was just moving
theory
too
of
fast.
him wearing soft armor does corroborate that. Say it was a 30-06 full metal jacket. Interacting with soft body armor, I think that would explain it. If he wasn't
could.
wearing body armor, then that doesn't add up, though.
I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
but it would
Well-
have never touched the body armor.
Yeah.
Well,
My
that's the
theory
thing,
was
so-
that it was FMJ and it just completely zipped through his neck without
It's
imparting
higher than
any
you.
energy.
It
I
hit
thought-
higher than
no,
you.
because I'm
It's up.
saying-
Like, I thought
It
it was
hit, like,
right
up
there,
here.
just
Yeah.
far enough to
No.
where it's not jugular, because they didn't seem like it
I
was
don't
up
know.
here, but
No,
just
it
No,
was
dude.
higher. You
Okay.
can
I thought-
actually.
In the video I saw, it was like
Yeah.
here, dude. Like
It
in
went
his
through
neck.
his neck. In like the
Like,
videos
yeah.
of like looking straight at him, you can actually see the shockwave like hit and originate, and like you can
Yep.
even see a small hole like open
Okay,
up.
see, I didn't.
It's gnarly, dude. Yeah. I think it just zipped right through his neck,
Yeah.
and the reason he did this, that's what happens when your spinal cord gets severed.
Yes.
Your
Yeah.
body
But
like
but
does
like 30
this.
out
This is what I
doesn't
said.
diverge
That
enough.
was my
Like if you did get hit here,
First initial
I mean, your
comment.
spine's still off
Spinal
mass.
severed.
So unless it was the energy transfer that specifically hit his nerve,
it
that's
would
why I
have
was wondering,
it
like,
would have
maybe
still
it-
broken his neck
transfer.
for sure.
yeah, that's why I was wondering
would
if
have
maybe
still
it hit
broken
the
his neck, for
collarbone,
sure.
shattered the collarbone, hit his jugular, and then whatever was left of the bullet definitely severed his fucking stem.
Because
So
I even watched the video, I was like, he's dead. Like,
Yeah.
and
I
then
think
I think one of
everybody
you guys
with
was like,
any
no,
experience
he's alive, and I was like,
saw
no,
that, and
he's
they were
dead.
like, yeah. Everybody
Because
was like,
friend
if
of
he's
mine who
alive
is-
right now, he will not be in half an hour.
It
There's
doesn't-
no
A friend
it
of
doesn't
mine who
matter.
is
Yeah.
in med school going through his like trauma clinicals.
Mhm.
After watching the video, he was like, "No, he's
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
dead.
and
Yeah.
who I was it? Steven Crowder or whatever. Somebody was like, it's coming from the ER. He has a pulse or something like that, or that's why they took him to the hospital because he had a pulse. I was like, to where? Because it's not his brain. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know where the blood's going, and
Nope.
maybe his jugular wasn't completely severed, but like, homie's at best, in my non-medical opinion, just from seeing dead people, homie's brain dead at best.
Well, that's what one
like-
surgeon
like
on
I said,
TikTok
I-
anyway said, was that like from let alone the impact point of what he saw, which it didn't spray, so meaning it wasn't a main artery, but it was a return vein likely, which is why it had all the blood there and it was just pouring out. It didn't spray, but it
Yeah.
was pouring out immediately. Still vital. And I think he said like it was like above 80% ratio of death at just that. But then when he saw the that
Yeah.
meant he's like they're
Yep.
more specifically at the C3 of the spinal cord is
Yep.
likely what got hit, and he was brain dead after not even 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Like he
And-
literally
Yeah,
was not conscious to know what was happening.
And
I've seen
I don't,
the professional opinions of many trauma doctors and surgeons and the likes, and they all were like he was likely dead before his body hit the ground.
Yeah,
That's
like,
what I
or
thought
that,
as
or
soon as
more
I saw
so
it.
that if he was alive, his brain wasn't working to even know
Yeah.
what
Yeah.
was going on. Like it was just he might have heard the shot. His brain couldn't anticipate anything after that. There was
Yeah.
no processing. It was just done.
and
The
30
amount of
6
trauma
has a lot of
alone,
energy. Like a lot of energy, especially at 200 meters. 30
yeah.
6
Yeah.
has
That's
a
why I
ton
went
of
with
It's
energy.
level
still-
3+ because
And
like if I'm gonna get hit
Yeah.
and not have a surgeon, like
Yeah.
with 30-6, like I probably don't want a collapsed lung. Like if I just die, that's better.
Yeah. Like, and while I don't think by any means dumped all of its energy, like even close to that. I think just the lack of fleshiness you have here, will not allow, unless it's just some super expanding, RIP round. I don't think it's gonna dump that energy.
So this begs the question: which gun tuber will be the first to recreate the shot?
Oh, I haven't even
You
thought
know
about
it's
that.
gonna be
Decide
Brendan.
between Brandon or
That's
Brandon.
what I was thinking.
Yeah, I don't
You
think
know it's gonna
even
be
the
Brandon.
Kentucky Ballistics would touch that in at least another month or so.
No, that hits
Kentucky
too close
Ballistics
to home for
lived
him,
it.
for sure. Yeah, I was gonna say that's too close
Yeah,
to home
Kentucky
for him,
Ballistics.
for sure.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to recreate it. He already
Yeah.
created it.
If the assassin
fucking
had
happened to him.
failed, we already know what that would be like from my experience. But now we're going
Yeah.
to test what it would be like if he succeeded.
It wouldn't even be with the same rifle either. It'd be like,
You know,
this is a fucking shoulder fired fucking cannon.
What's crazy
That
though
is
is
a can of baked beans.
shoulder fried cannon versus baked beans. The part two is, even though, like I said, it didn't dump all of its energy, 30-6 still has enough energy without fully expanding to, I think, single-handedly probably sever your spinal cord.
Oh, yeah.
Slash
without a
brainstem
doubt.
slash any of that. Even if it just wipes those nerves out alone without actually fully severing the spinal cord, I think it has enough energy to do that.
Yeah.
Even without fully
Yeah.
expanding.
oh yeah.
And that's
And
before
30-6
you
to
even
this
get into
day,
the
If there's one thing the boomers got right, it was 30-6.
2 world wars.
Yeah.
Or 3?
fair enough.
Maybe 3.
Stop.
We'll find
stop.
We'll find out soon enough. I think.
Article 5,
And a
boys.
Yeah, and a civil war.
um
The title of this
And-
this episode is "What Comes
What
Next."
um it's been crazy,
So
dude.
let's talk about what happened
after effects.
afterwards. So
Yeah.
I said at the beginning of this episode, you mentioned the Ukrainian woman who
Yeah.
was
I forgot about that already.
killed on the bus. You cannot, at least for Instagram's sake, I'm really only on Instagram mostly. At least on that side of things, that side of media. Most my TikTok's just mostly memes. But you could not find the uncensored, unedited version of that video. However, the Charlie Kirk assassination, every video I saw, and
Shoved
this
in your
isn't even
face.
just like within the first 10 minutes of it happening. This is hours after it unfolded. They were still popping up in my feed. I've seen at least 3 separate angles of it, all
Oh, more than
unedited,
that,
all
yeah.
uncensored, and Instagram just left those videos be.
Just pushing that shit
I-
out.
I think though.
So that leads me to believe they wanted people to see it.
Somebody wants you to
I
see
will
it.
buy into that. However, I don't think we can compare the media release of those together, because we didn't even know about the Ukrainian girl stabbing publicly for
You're right. That
an
wasn't
extended
something
period of
that
time.
happened at a live event.
And the
I see what you're
footage,
saying.
we have a single angle from a government
Right.
public transport
Mhm.
system camera.
Government surveillance camera.
I think there's
yeah.
actually two. I think there's two angles from the cameras, but regardless, that's minimal. While the absolute
Okay, I'll give you
information
that, yeah.
gathering at the Charlie Kirk shooting was quite literally thousands of
This
people
was stuff that was
actively
being
recording
live
with their
streamed.
phones. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think even if Instagram wanted to censor that, the mass amount of different videos being posted so quickly and reshared, it would have been nearly impossible. While the trickle feed, essentially we were getting drip fed videos of the Ukrainian girl stabbing.
Yep.
And
Mhm.
What is entirely fair to cover, though, is the difference in the media response, like the
Yes.
established
yes,
media response.
Um,
And not
which
even just
we're
with
not
this,
even
I mean,
finished with the
any other
media
kind of
response
event.
for Charlie yet. That's the
No,
the
that's-
Ukrainian
yeah.
girl kind of was like, that slowly gained some traction, and then a lot of people were upset about it. Obviously, rightfully so. I'm still
So-
upset about it. And then, but it was spun as no one really knew how to spin it, other than dare I say, oh, it was the usual suspect crowd. And that was really the only thing I saw. And then I did see this. I'm not plugged into European news, but apparently European news was specifically spinning it as in, there was a whole article written on it about how, oh, sorry, I got it. Sorry. There was a whole article written about from a Ukrainian newspaper, a surprisingly very unbiased. They've spoken out very heavily against the Ukrainian government on top of things about how it was being spun in Europe to be anti-Ukrainian. And that was wild to me. But in the US, really the only way I saw it getting spun was like basically the usual suspects crowd, and then
And
what the hell
reality
is wrong
of that
with
situation
people?
is it likely had nothing to do with her being Ukrainian.
No.
She was likely a
It had nothing to do with her being Ukrainian and him being black. It had to do with our justice system completely breaking down to begin with.
Yeah, it had to do with a fucked up person doing fucked up things, which I would argue applies to the other situation.
This is what happens when you close the asylums.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was perfect timing on that.
Yeah,
it
was. But yeah, because it had nothing to do with her being Ukrainian, him being black. It had a difference of a bad person doing something bad with an inanimate object on an innocent person.
Well,
and
I mean,
the media
I don't
didn't
even know
really
if
know
it's...
how to spin that as much as while like as soon as Charlie Kirk died, they were like transgender. Like that was literally the first. It was like
immediately
this liberal transgender individual. Like because even before we knew the shooter, the whole media machine was getting ramped up.
There were a lot of people immediately before they even found the shooter were like, how could the left do this?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly how it was spun.
Right.
Or that's an assumption. There's no evidence to back that. Now, even now that there is some evidence out, it's still all being speculated because I've heard this about the suspect and I've heard that about the suspect.
Yeah. I've heard that he was a right-wing Trump supporter. And then
but
apparently he also lived in a intimate relationship with a trans person.
Yeah, like it
allegedly?
seems that situation happens with every happens with every situation like this. Is you get fed this information about the suspect, and then you get fed that information about the suspect, and none of it adds up. So you just, I guess, whichever news source you heard it from first is who you believed.
I guess one day you just
the
did
initial guy that they had grabbed, that was the old guy. Apparently, after everything happened, don't know why. This is one of the reasons people think it was a Mossad operation. The old guy's like immediately like, shoot me, like put me in, like I did it or whatever. So they snagged him, and Patella kept like, Cash is like, "Hey, we got him," and then he's like, "Oh, my bad, G.
We
Wasn't the
don't
guy
have
after
him."
all, but we're watching the guy that we know it is." And everyone's like, "All right, Cash,
Yeah.
go get him." And then they're like, "We have the guy." 3 hours go by.
Turns out that's
So that
also
guy
not
is
the
now
guy.
released because that was not the guy. But we think we know again who might be the guy. Stand by. And then it ends up being this kid allegedly called Tyler Robinson, which is a very white person name. I knew
I mean,
3
it is
Robinson
Utah.
growing up. Yes. So
That's
immediately
where they make the white
he
people.
was allegedly a Utah
White
native.
people
His
factory.
family, his dad is the one that turned him in, who was a like lead of his sheriff's department or whatever. His
27-year
mom
sheriff
runs,
veteran. Which,
yes, his
can we
mom
just
runs
talk
a
about how
firm
they
to
kept
help
calling
disabled
him
people.
say he was a veteran? Everyone was like,
Yeah.
he was a sheriff veteran. Be like, no, you were a retired sheriff. You absolute, like, you're not a veteran. Oh, wait, Savvy said, have y'all seen some people saying he was a... What is that word?
I don't know. So he was raised Mormon.
Groyper.
A groiper.
What is it?
Groiper. Yeah.
I don't know.
So he was
Groiper
raised-
is, I think, basically the
fucking hate
people
that
that I might be wrong here, but I'm pretty sure it's the people that like suck off Nick Fuentes.
That's my understanding
Okay.
as well. It's the
Okay.
Yeah,
the Nick
I could be
Fuentes fan
totally
base,
wrong,
yeah.
but I think
Okay,
that's what it is.
sorry, Zach. Can you continue your...
I was gonna
yes,
bring
so
that up
the
too, thank
Groypers,
you.
sometimes called the Groyper Army, are a group of alt-right
The
white
Groyper
nationalists and
Army!
Christian nationalist activists led by specifically Nick Fuentes, which is kind of interesting because Nick Fuentes already had made like his live broadcast, I think like 2 days after the assassination, and it was allegedly one of the bigger fucking broadcasts after the fact. Anyway, so the kid was raised Mormon. His family is right-wing leaning. And I guess, as it usually goes, his children tend to go the opposite direction as their parents, especially when rebellion starts setting in. And so the kid lived with a alleged transgender man, meaning transitioning from woman, if I'm not mistaken, or vice versa. I think it's vice versa, man transitioning to woman. So therefore, yeah.
I don't know, dude.
trying to
I'm not
remember.
sure how you're supposed to say
I'm
it.
not
I'm
up to the
not the
partake, and
correct
I'm
person.
still buzzed. Point being, they identified as a woman, and I'm pretty sure was transitioning from a man. I think is what it was, because they were dating for that reason.
But we don't know that, though. That was the thing. The whole news source was like someone who is close to the family says he was having a, like, quote, relationship. It's like, what does that even mean?
It's now been a thing that allegedly that actual boyfriend, girlfriend is talking to the authorities, and it has been not named, but pictured. So there's now an identity attached to this person. So it's not just a far-fetched thrown thing like they tried to do before, which was, I bet it was a transgender person, according to Crowder. Oh, my source at the ATF. Fuck you, Crowder. If you have a source at the ATF, you're fucking gay. So this person started to go left. They lived in a $1,800 townhome together, and the family remarked, I think in the past year alone, year and a half, he started to get more extreme with his views and started to get more combative to the family. That was pretty much all they were aware of. They didn't know he was going to become like militant in his ideals. And his mom still kept in very good contact with him and everything. So, and like you can see, like on the social media posts, all of the family members have now deleted their social media because people have actually taken it to account to go onto the social media of the families, commenting about the kid, saying he was a piece of shit and everything else, and attacking the families, which, like, dude, that's fucked up. Like, the mom really, it's not like the parents were like, yeah, if you shoot a fucking dude, like, that we all, you know, we don't care about in the right way.
I'm not saying it's not the parents' fault, but it definitely isn't like the parents' fault.
No, I mean, their kid's been on his own for several years now. So, like, he's an adult, dude. Like, whatever he does, and if you're not aware of it, like, I mean, the dad clearly did exactly what he thought was right in terms of the kid admitted to it. The dad immediately turned him in. Like, so, I mean, it is what it is, but that's allegedly the profile now, is that he is left-leaning. But when you say left-leaning, that can mean a million different things, just like it does for anarchists, right-wing. You know, like there's the Tea Party on the right side. There's traditional, you know, fucking conservative, etc.
Like,
so when they say
wait
left
a minute,
wing,
now I'm leaning
communist,
to the left.
even
though
I mean? Communists don't agree with left wing mentality.
If someone would have leaned to the left, they wouldn't.
Stop!
Technically, he's right too. Like if he facing the target, left would have saved him. Oof. He could have pulled. It would have been a Zakhaev then, dude. It would have been a Zakhaev shot where, like, it just would have been like, oh, and then he thinks he's dead, and then like he's up on the rooftop, like, we're going to get the fuck out of here. Fucking helicopter goes
Why
down.
do we
and
do
shit.
this live? Why do we do this live? Why?
The reason we do this live is because none of us want to fucking edit this. That's why.
The amount of time it would take. Especially how back and forth we are. Anyway, so that's the profile of the kid. Tyler Robinson, allegedly more left-wing oriented. We don't know exactly what views, because I know several liberal friends, several left-wing friends. They don't fucking agree with each other on shit for fuck. You can go on communist forums and see that Maoists, Leninists, and Stalinists don't get along at all. So,
yeah.
God forbid, whatever this kid had for his mentality, he probably doesn't agree with half the shit.
Okay, yeah, but also the media doesn't care about any of that, and neither do.
Oh, of course not. So that Sean brought it up. That's exactly why, in this case, regardless if it was set up as what it was, the kid was propelled into this. Even though, so this is alleged, there were a lot of rental vehicles that were blacked out that came and visited him several times before the assassination, leading up to it. Yeah, that's proven. Two of his neighbors have gone on record saying that. Yeah, nice. Interesting stuff. So if it wasn't already pre-plotted, it wouldn't matter, because at this point they are still using it for whatever they need to for their agenda. Whether right wing is using it as a Messiah event where they can now propel whatever agenda they want, they can front this gaslight of Charlie's design, being that, oh, he would have wanted this because he fought for his ideals. So now go this direction because Charlie would have wanted you to. They're going to use that likely. The left is going to use this, if they do, as a hail call to now a call to action in terms of their righties. Like they're scared at this point. We have them in a corner. We need to just keep pushing at this point. We can win. And the thing is most ordinary people don't fucking want conflict. The media is not going to make it seem that way. It's going to diverge. Yeah. It's either going to push extreme left in terms of like, it shouldn't be the last time, fucking go harder. Like, if this is the ignition, we need to go full throttle. And the right is going to take it either as a direct assault, where they're like, now we need to go on the offensive, or they're going to use it for agendas such as Palantir, where we need to now hunt down homeborn terrorists that are either communist sentiment or left-leaning sentiment. And we need to use programs to do it. Give us another Patriot Act. Give us the green light. And all the Republicans are on board at this point, because they are agreeing that, left-wing mentality is a disease at this point. They're subhuman. We need to now do whatever we can to eliminate this. Can't fucking eliminate an idea. 20 years we spent in the fucking sandbox for what? For extremism to still be.
I'm just going to say,
a hot take.
The governments.
That's a hot take.
I'm just going to say, since this has happened, how many posts on social media have you seen about the Epstein files?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the next thing. Infamous. The KGB were huge on, if you put out the truth, because you have to, if you spurred in a bunch of other fucking bullshit like Bigfoot rapes woman or whatever, people are going to align it in the same way of like, they're either going to miss it completely or they're not actually going to take it for its face value. They're going to think it's just as insane as everything fucking else. They do that with the alien shit.
I'm not going to we're not here to dive into conspiracy theories. You go watch a conspiracy theory podcast for that. We'll touch on some and kind of whatever. We won't dive super deep, but there's
just DM me and we'll have a good conversation.
At the end of the day, we won't ever know until it happens. There's so much that it could go and in what direction. Yeah. Whoever's pulling the strings, if it is that way, you're not going to actually know hand for hand what the fuck's going to happen.
There's a lot of people and a lot of causes and a lot of organizations, countries, you name it, that have a lot to gain from this on all portions of the spectrum. If you're looking at the political compass, it's wild. Everything, just some basic things that have happened is Benjamin Netanyahu tweeted immediately after it happened. Trump tweeted immediately after it happened. There's multiple surveillance companies
down to the same minute.
Yes, down to the minute together. Ben Shapiro now is the one leading Turning Point. Blah 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 blah.
I thought it was Charlie's wife was taking it over now.
Allegedly, like Ben Shapiro is now the new face.
Oh no, baby.
Oh,
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
Ben
baby.
Shapiro is
There you
crazy
go.
Ben
because he was still
Shapiro
Turning
is
Point.
in control of Turning Point USA.
Yep.
Oh,
My
And
best
then,
wow.
buddy, my small-headed
Not
buddy,
even
yeah.
Ben
not even a week
Shapiro.
after.
And then on top of that, you have the Epstein stuff completely covered up for the past week. Like
Yep.
Yeah.
you really
Yeah.
from any mainstream haven't heard anything about it. Well, freaking
like people just glossed over the fucking fact that, if I'm not mistaken, it was Congress voted
51 to 50 or 49.
Yeah.
Two
All of
votes.
the, yeah, to block the Epstein
Yeah.
files from
All
becoming
but
public.
two Republicans,
But then-
if I remember correctly.
Now that,
2 or 3
the more I think
Republicans
about it,
voted
I don't think they were
against it.
ever. I don't think they were ever going to come out ever.
No,
No.
too much.
In my opinion, they
yeah.
could have voted to release them, and it actually starts to go through, and then magically something happens, and they're gone.
Yeah, always. Like if there was ground
Yeah.
set for it, some weird fucking crazy ass event would happen where
Yeah.
one lead congressman either fell ill or whatever, and
Yeah. Or
but in
something
case,
happens that makes the public just completely forget about it and focus on something else.
Oh, that's wild.
But in
It's-
today's case, they just passed through the House.
When has
with,
that ever happened?
Very little. How do I put it? Anybody against it was that they pretty much any resistance
Far right
against Israel agendas, essentially, or Israel itself, can either cause you to lose your passport. It's Marco Rubio's fucking great. What a swell guy. Always looking out for our greatest ally. You can either have your passport revoked as an American citizen, even for criticizing Israel, and in combination to that, they've also passed through the House, as far as I'm aware, where the Pentagon and any government entity cannot boycott.
Revoke your.
And I think that includes any kind of government contract. So let's say Amazon or Tesla, whoever has a government contract, if they criticize Israel or boycott them, their contract can get severed. Is what I can put together for it. So those two things, right after Charlie got done dished, that was two big things that Congress pushed through, but wouldn't talk about the Epstein files.
Did you talk about revoking passports?
Yes, I just said
Okay,
even as an American citizen, they would revoke your passport, meaning they could pretty much they could technically revoke citizenship because they've done that already before with ICE stuff. But I think they don't want to highlight on that because they could just use that as a trap card.
Yeah,
they're going to specifically be like, "Oh yeah, we can stop you from going on a cruise or whatever if you fucking mess with us." So right now it's a fear in sight, but if they get still too crazy and people start really noticing too much, I think they'll do the whole thing of like, we'll just fucking ship you out of country. Like, we'll send you to Salvador. We'll send you to wherever we want to, any African nation that we feel like, because you're doing a bad thing. You're a terrorist.
It's not like it hasn't happened already.
I mean, dude,
to U.S. citizens.
I don't know what
confident that they can do everything right, or you have to also understand that they're so fucking stupid they're going to get somebody wrong eventually. So that means even if they're running a massive operation, at some point half that shit's not going to go right, and odds are it's going to be the American citizen picking up the fucking work.
Pretty sure we've talked about it on the podcast before. I've spoken to 2 people in the past few days about essentially, well, Trump is pro-gun. Trump cares about rights. Trump. Or they, right wing, whatever. And it's like, okay, so here's what they have done for your gun rights, and here's also what they've done to impede them or take them away. It's like South Carolina's more recent constitutional carry bill, for example. I was explaining that to someone this morning. I was like, okay, so whatever. I was like, okay, so yeah, you can now carry open or concealed normally, whatever. Unless it's this, and this. Oh, and by the way, here's how they've actually made it easier for you to catch a felony and get that right taken away. It's like, they don't have to take away your guns. They just have to take away the way for you to legally own a gun. Because felons can't vote, felons can't own guns. So if they just make everyone a felon, then no one can own guns. But hey, we have great gun rights. And you can own a machine gun if you want, except no one qualifies because everyone's a felon.
Or you're gonna have to buy a pre 1982, or was it 1982 or 83? I think it's 82.
Or whatever,
1986.
yeah. I
1986.
don't know. We all said different numbers.
Yeah, 1986 transferable. That because there's such a limited supply of them out there.
Yeah.
Obviously, supply and demand comes in, and now you're
Yeah, but
Plus
they made you a felon now because
$57,000.
I can't remember what Brandon Herrera said he paid for his. I think he has like a 1919 or something.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
like 150
And
grand or something.
Yeah, he paid a stupid amount of money for it.
Yeah, but okay, but you can't even buy it though because they
And
made
I
you a
would like to-
felon for accidentally
would like to
carrying
point
in a
out-
restaurant that sells alcohol or serves alcohol.
I would like to
oops.
point out that the legislation that made that happen was implemented and introduced by Republicans under a Republican
Yeah.
administration.
Yep.
Every little bit, if you aside from the Clinton AWB, every little bit of gun control or anti-gun legislation was passed by and under Republicans
Yes.
and introduced.
With the
also-
exception to rogue ATF garbage that they've just pumped out. Like,
I was about to say,
during
so the
Biden,
ATF
Well, yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Huge
ATF
thing
went
to it.
rogue and was like, we banned pistol braces or whatever. Dude, the amount of times like, well, no, Biden banned pistol braces. It's like that was the same ATF director from wherever. The ATF isn't included. That wasn't a Biden directive.
Yeah.
Trump was over here signing executive orders banning gun accessories. It was his bin that did it.
I think he kind of started it, and then the ATF was like, okay, well, I guess that encouraged the ATF to be on whatever bullshit they're on
Well,
now.
no, because it was Trump's executive order. That was an executive order specifically
After the
targeting
Vegas
bump
shooting.
stocks. Yeah, that wasn't even an ATF thing. He was literally like,
Luckily,
I'm signing an
because
executive
of-
order.
Luckily, because of FPC and the likes, the
Yes.
ATF has kind of chilled the fuck out.
Yeah, pull your NRA subscriptions and
Well-
go to like FPC or to a coalition.
Yeah, Firearms
or,
Policy Coalition if you actually want
or
to
that's what
protect
it
your
is,
gun
yeah.
rights.
What I was going to bring up is that the ATF is still on their bullshit though when it comes to trying to remember what exactly it's called. It's the essential need to have parts.
Oh,
and pretty much
with
purchasing them and
80%.
everything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, not just 80%, but it's in general purchasing power. So like
Yeah.
it's pretty much started in terms of that they're arguing that technically the Second Amendment does not apply to purchasing things.
Correct.
You don't have a right to purchase firearms.
You have a right to own.
With the Second Amendment, yes. So in other words, they're going to make it as hard as fucking possible for you to get any and make it as illegal as possible to purchase any.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's totally constitutionally sound for you to still have them in possession, but you can't do them anymore because the
Yeah.
Constitution doesn't say you buy, sell, and whatever. So that's pretty much what they're currently on in terms of what they want to try to push. which is
Meanwhile, the
absolute
right
dog-
Jay Stark
enables
warned
it.
us about.
And Trump
And in the
enables
meantime,
it. Oh yeah, I forgot about
yes, I
Stark.
was about to say the biggest
Yeah.
fucking thing to
R.I.P.
it
Jay
is
Stark.
that Trump
RIP.
has
hero.
not said anything
real
about
one.
it. So if your admin was pro gun, they would already be saying, "Hey, ATF, cut it the fuck out, or we're gonna cut you next." But they're not. And then all the
They won't.
the 8,000 or something, fucking IRS agents that were going to be hired under Biden, and then Trump's like, "No, we're not doing that." Guess what? Trump just did recently, where they're now allowing those IRS agents to come back into the fold. Man, it's almost like every politician's been the same fucking ever. They're all hypocritical pieces of shit. They don't actually have to run on what they run on. And the rule of thumb should be I expect the absolute worst from this human being until they prove otherwise. Trump literally ran on everything he's not doing. Like, he's
And
going
we're not
back
just
on
to be
word,
clear
or he's not
bashing
doing
Trump alone. He just
Yes, it
he's
is
the
not a
current
Trump thing.
president, and
He's just the
that's
one in
what we're-
office right now.
Yeah.
So he's,
If you watch our early
He has
podcast,
stuck to the
we
same
did our
pattern
fair share of
Kamala would've
Biden.
before
done.
Trump was in office, we did. Yeah, it was.
Kamala
It's a
would've
fair
done the same
balance
thing.
here.
Kamala would have done the same thing. Biden did the same thing. We all know fucking Obama was the same way. Okay. Obama also bombed the absolute shit out of children. Okay. I have criticisms of every president as far back as it goes. The
Yeah.
only president that was worth a damn was
You
what was
can't
his
think
name?
of one.
the one that died of pneumonia. He died within like three days in fucking office. He's
We
the
can
only one
also
worth a
argue
Rutherford
JFK
B.
did some
Hayes.
pretty good things.
What'd
I'm
you
trying
say,
to remember
Jamie?
who it was.
I was gonna say we could also argue that JFK did some decent things, but we can also argue he did.
Yes, he did.
So-
Well, JFK, he tried to
Yep.
do decent things and was
And then he was shot.
Tried, and then his
Tragically.
head
removed
Yeah.
Smooth off.
because, yeah,
his head just did that. I don't know what you guys are
his
talking
head
about.
just did that. He
Oh,
he
okay.
was removed from office
Yeah.
By a bolt action.
Yeah, that's fair.
in a very undemocratic fashion.
By an
Okay,
Italian,
so,
of all
the
things.
Because of
only
the things
president
he was
worth
trying
a
to
damn
do.
was President
I.e.
William Henry Harrison, who died of pneumonia after his inaugural address in 1841. He was in office for not even 32 days, and he fucking died. Only president worth a damn, in my opinion.
Gets elected president, leaves.
Dies.
Dies.
The worst thing JFK did was have an affair. Well, it was probably several affairs, but
But
To
yeah,
be fair, Marilyn Monroe
be
was
fair.
probably
in
the
terms of being
Sydney
a leader
Sweeney
for
of
the
his time.
nation.
Yeah, so I'm sold on the fact that Marilyn Monroe was the Sydney Sweeney of that time. So I think he might get a pass.
I don't know if you get a pass for that. Besides, we
I mean,
all
Jack,
know
you-
Ana de Armas is
yeah.
way hotter than Sydney Sweeney. I'll die on that hill. I will die on that hill.
that's fair.
I
definitely think that,
never cried over Sydney
so-
Sweeney.
Yeah, I mean,
Over Ana de Armas.
He's all right.
And
But I
that's
definitely
that's
think
all you
that,
need to know.
We are at an hour and 45 minutes.
He's literally me, so I mean,
We usually go to like what, 2 hours?
Yeah, we have a bit
Some.
more time left, but I was gonna
Yeah.
let's circle back to what actually comes next.
Yeah.
me. I'm warming up mac and cheese. I'll be right back.
This man just said me.
Oh God.
Um,
What
Hmm.
comes next?
what comes next is we're all screwed.
Yeah. Nothing fucking good.
Like no matter which way you
I don't know
look
what
at
it is, but it's not gonna be fucking good.
no matter why what was it, Charlie Kirk was killed, no matter why, who did it or why or what the motion is, it's going to be used against us tragically. No matter what, who becomes the next president, no matter how the midterms go, we're all screwed. Like that's what it boils down to. And we continue to get shafted while a large portion of the country cheers, and then the next person's going to get elected and the other half of the other country's going to cheer while we continue to get shafted.
we get fucked from the other
We the
direction.
people are the losers. And if you still think politicians are your friend and that the left or the right care about you and want what's best for you, we're screwed at this point.
Yeah, I
Return the
realized we
monkey.
were fucked about a week ago when I realized Gavin Newsom
About a week ago.
is the only one really standing up against anything right now. I realized we were fucked when it boils down to Gavin
And
Newsom.
he's a goddamn lizard person. Like,
Yeah.
He is. He's trying
Oh,
to ban
yeah,
Glock.
100%.
He's specifically trying to ban Glock because they're allowing full auto switches. No, dude, they're not. That's why they had to go out and with that piece of paper that they had that's like, we don't actually agree with machine guns and all this, just in order so they don't get sued.
And then on top of
but
that,
now there's
he's
FRTs, so
selling
it doesn't really fucking matter
Trump-style
anyways.
merch. Yeah. FRTs for the win. You can argue that, yeah, you're compromising on your rights. So to that, I say
Yeah.
just drill it. If, yeah.
if that's how you feel.
Yeah.
I do not
There's
condone.
definitely other people that feel the same way, but of course we don't condone
For legal
crime.
reasons, I have no opinion on the matter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people do.
For your
What
are you
own,
talking
for your
about? I
own
don't know
and your
anything.
dog's sake, do not take
Yeah,
our
if
legal
you
advice.
value your dog,
If you
Don't
don't
do it.
have a dog,
Tannerite dog.
we do. Yeah, we're not sponsored by Tannerite, but Tannerite
Right, dog.
dogs.
The only dog I got is the dog in me, brother.
Okay, so new product idea: a paper mache dog that you can stuff with Tannerite.
Ooh. Ooh.
It doesn't even have
Hold
to.
on.
Just you can stuff it with your favorite powder and then leave it up to their imagination.
Hold on,
What
there's a
kind of
whole-
powder do we stuff it with? We're gonna have some south of the border people very interested, and some anti-government people very interested.
Some south of the border people.
Oh God.
No, officer, it's just my dog.
Why is
Unfortunately,
he
we
looking like
can't
that?
predict
He's
the
very
future.
still. He's a pointer. He's pointing.
Yeah. He's very good. Unfortunately, we can't predict the future, so we don't actually know what comes next.
Yeah.
But we
And
can
that's
say that it's not good for any of us, and
yeah.
stop thinking that it is. Stop thinking that your side's the winner. One thing I saw the other day, it was a right wing guy. I don't remember who it was. It was somebody with a decent following. He was basically like, so I've come to the realization that all these things Trump is doing aren't necessarily bad for us, but if a Democrat becomes president, he's going to use them against us. I was like, oh, you're so
Congratulations.
close. You're so close to seeing it. You're so close.
Oh no, it's
You're so
retarded.
close, but you're not there yet.
Political
Yeah.
precedents, dude. I have to argue it every day where it's like, well, this is a good thing for us today. I'm like, you do realize this.
Your
same
elevation
weaponization-
right now is perfect, but you got to work
Tell
on
me.
your windage.
Tell me you don't understand our legal system without telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you realize
Like-
like what happens when the hand swaps, and they're like, "What do you mean?" Let's say in this case, instead of it being, oh, I don't know, illegals or fucking transgender kids or whatever you want to go after, they instead input guns into the focus, which we all know the leftists, I should say liberals. Liberals are technically anti-gun.
I'm a liberal.
If they try to push this now, what do you think's going to happen? Oh, yeah. It's almost like you gave them the fucking keys and then you complained about the fact they walked in the front door, dude. Really?
Yeah.
Like, you got to think anything that I want to implement with my government, can it be used against me? If it can, am I okay with that? And if you are, fuck you either way. But, like, at least, you understood the homework.
It's like the don't tread on them, but not me. Tread
Yeah.
on anyone but
Liberty
me,
for
daddy.
me, not for thee.
It's like, you, but then they
Your
don't
belief
actually realize that
system.
it just switches in 4 years when the other half of the country gets upset. It's like I always thought I was like, oh, they just don't want to be tread on. They just want to tread on other people. But then I think I was giving them too much credit, and they never realized that it would just come back to.
They're also the ones that will be tread on.
They didn't realize that. I was giving them too much credit.
If your belief
The
system,
boot does
whether
not
that be-
discriminate.
Yeah.
whether that be politically or religiously, if your beliefs center around the idea or the principle of imposing your will or trying to, I don't want to say convince,
No,
but
convince isn't
coercing
right.
people into your same
I'd say
line
forcing.
of thought.
Like forcing would be.
Forcing, I think
yeah.
coerce is another good. Is equally as good.
Yes.
Then
because
your
to coerce,
belief
you're
system
basically
isn't
pushing
shit.
someone in that direction with
Now
some-
you do have, if you truly believe this one thing is right, you do have a duty and a responsibility to
attempt to
tell
convince
people that
Yeah.
but when you're trying to coerce or strong arm people,
Yeah.
when you are trying to impose your will and your beliefs on others,
That's when
Yeah.
it becomes a problem.
such as taxes. Taxes are
Yeah.
coercive. Like, and basically, if you
Yes.
either do the thing or violence was a result. It's similar
Yeah.
to with
the existence of the state guarantees the existence of only one thing, and that is violence.
Yeah. That's what it was. Oh, I had a sentence for that.
Well, we
I
should
don't
say
remember what it was.
monopolized violence because obviously violence
Yeah.
exists anyways. But a monopolized violence definitely can only exist under the state. It's only
That's what I was getting
defined by that.
Yeah.
I love Monopoly.
It's a great game.
I just want the fucking jail out of free already, dude. I'm sitting over here. I'm fucking struggling.
I'm waiting to pull a good chance card right now.
My buddy across the fucking table, he's playing as this little thing. It looks like a fucking bra cup. I don't know what it's supposed to simplify, like or symbolize, but like, yeah. He says it goes on the top of your head, but I don't know, like. And he's just making his way around. He has all the properties. I don't understand how he's winning so good. If no one's catching on to this joke, it's fucking written.
It took me a couple.
Yeah. Oh, how can I say it without triggering, without us getting all banned? All right, the
This
little
video's not
frisbees.
getting monetized,
Slaughtering
is it?
innocents on October 7th, and I'm not talking about Hamas. Oh, anyway.
Oh, the little frisbees.
Wait. Oh, did I miss it? Oh.
Oh, he wasn't
I
even
missed a
paying
good one,
attention.
didn't I? No, I missed a good one, didn't I? That sucks.
Essentially.
Yeah.
I'll see it.
Ultimately, the
when I watch
next
it back, I guess.
3 and a little less than half years now is gonna suck. With our current president, and then
Probably gonna suck after that.
if there is another
Well, I was gonna say
election,
political-
it's still gonna suck whether there's an election or not.
Don't make me tap the sign, kids.
Yeah.
Hey, friend,
So-
I know it's really bad right now, but it's gonna get a lot worse.
Worse.
It's gonna
So-
get worse.
Yeah, it's very unfortunate whether there's an election or not, which we're not going to get into on today's episode. It's going to be worse.
And it was going to be this way one way or the other if you think about it. I mean, domino
One
effect was going to
way
happen
or
for
another.
periodic.
Sorry. It's better than your black and
Oh.
yellow from earlier.
Well, it's because he. I hate y'all. He had
that
said
Odin?
like the bridge. Yeah, that's Odin.
Tell him I said.
Tell your dog I said.
Oh, my dog
Ultimately,
hit me.
this should be your wake up call if it wasn't like 5 years ago or 6 years ago to get equipped.
Yeah,
get
2020
trained.
didn't tell you what was going to happen. Like,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
That was a preview. It's almost time for the main feature presentation.
Yeah,
now.
we're still in the 25 minutes of previews at the moment.
What did you say? Or a couple weeks ago, Ian? We're in the Weimar Republic era.
Oh, for sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
we are Weimar Germany right now, and we're about to.
You
lash
are here.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and can we just talk about the Fox News guy, the commentator going on and saying that we should lethal inject homeless people? Did y'all see that?
God. Oh my god! You know what's
Yeah.
funny about that is South Park made the joke they could turn them into tires to at least reuse them. Like, at least that was.
Hold on. I'll put it.
He saw that and was like, "Hey, that's a pretty good idea."
He's like, that's awesome, except we could just kill them.
Hold on. I will put it back in our that was in our Instagram chat. Stand by and I will reshare it because I would like y'all's live reaction to this.
Did you guys see? Ian, I think we talked about it earlier. I think it was yesterday. A reporter asked Trump. I think they were like on the White House lawn, and a reporter like sincerely asks him,
How he's doing after Charlie Kirk died?
"Yeah, like how
Yeah, I
are
saw
you
that.
doing after the death of who you say is your friend Charlie Kirk? Like how are you doing?" And they were very sincere about it. And he goes, "I think I'm doing all right. I don't know if you see those trucks over there, but we're finally putting the ballroom in the White House." And it's
That was
just like,
basically it. It's like,
where did that come from, dude?
Mhm. Something tells me Trump really just didn't care about Charlie Kirk, and he just cared about the propaganda Charlie Kirk was saying. There we go. I said it. Here I'll see if I can play this for the audience.
Everything.
I
is
don't know if you'll be able to
Literally
hear it or not.
everything is propaganda.
And then I've got one thing just after that when they redo it.
Okay. Yes. Tell me if y'all can hear this. I don't know.
They have given billions of dollars to mental health and the homeless population. A lot of them don't want to take the programs. A lot of them don't want to get the help that is necessary. You can't give them a choice. Either you take the resources that we're going to give you, or you decide that you're going to be locked up in jail. That's the way it has to be now.
Or involuntary lethal injection or something. Just kill them.
Yeah, Brian, why did it have to get to this point?
Involuntary lethal injection or just kill them.
Insane.
Damn, dude.
On TV, boys, on a news channel. Like,
That's
You would
the
think that would be
crazy part.
exaggerated too, but it was
Saw
literally word
some.
for word.
I don't
no
remember her
sugarcoat.
name.
it
She's
wasn't.
some political figure somewhere, and she posted a picture of like a mannequin or like a dummy sitting in a chair with its hands tied behind the chair, and she's like it's her executing somebody in a chair
It's
basically.
wild.
And the caption reads, "This is a lot cheaper than deportation." Yeah, that it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yep.
It wasn't.
All the meanwhile, listen, they're sitting here crying about how the left is rallying behind Charlie Kirk's death and praising it. But then they were like,
We're
"Oh,
talking
we
about
never
killing
do
homeless
anything
people.
otherwise." Yeah, and it's like, I don't know, dude. Like,
And it
It's-
wasn't not it, and it wasn't even enough to say or involuntary lethal injection, but he follows up with just to make sure that it wasn't
Or just kill
misconstrued and
him.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
just
he's got
killed him.
he's not leaving anything up to speculation there.
No, he's
just
like,
yeah,
just to be
fucking
sure
kill him.
y'all understand what I'm saying. We should just kill the homeless people.
Right.
which we obviously know that can go from, like we all can become homeless really quickly when the economy crashes. So like either we all end up dying eventually, or
I'm real
that,
heated because
that
I also started
ideology.
playing Cyberpunk again.
Yeah.
You guys know how that makes me feel.
And he
I
was
sent you the
and
video of Silverhand's monologue.
It's a fucking war of attrition,
Yeah.
V.
he's like, and if they don't take
First
the
they
help
came
we're
for
giving
our
them,
Goddamn
you know,
in the
souls.
McDonald's.
so
Wake
yeah.
the fuck up, samurai.
It's a messed up world we live in, boys. Good luck, America. You're gonna need it. We're gonna need it. Unfortunately, we're in this
I was gonna
together.
say I have one thing that I'm sure you guys have not actually
We
read
sh-
yet before.
We should do dad advice too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do some dad advice. I was gonna share this real quick.
Oh. Can I share this? Am I good
Yes,
to share
you should
this?
be able to.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything doxing. I mean, it's just internet otherwise. So I'm just going to do the AI consolidation ordeal here because otherwise I can just go on a tangent about it. But otherwise, in case you guys didn't know, if you ever read Plato's The Republic, it basically highlights the theories that we have come across, such as the cornerstone theory, where technically speaking, society at some point has done a triangle effect, essentially. So let me see if I can do like pages or something. Oh, I don't have pages, but I have paint. See if I can paint this
You
out so
have
that way we can
paint.
help our viewers. Are you guys able to see it? Is it? Or
Yeah,
is it only
yeah.
sharing the
They are
screen
able
for-
to see
okay.
it.
Okay, so basically the cornerstone theory is like this, right? It's a triangle, and one part of the triangle is incomplete. Basically, starting here, which is
Oh wait, hold on. No,
If I
I
can
can't
spell
see
it.
the paint. I thought you meant
oh
no.
oh
I understand the confusion now. I am looking at your
Yes.
Chrome or.
but you got
Opera.
my face though, otherwise, right? So,
Yeah, I have your face and Opera.
Okay, so think of it as like a triangle theory, but one corner of your triangle is incomplete. The corner that is starting at the very bottom after that corner is incomplete is essentially what starts as our rebellion phase, being that we've now essentially started at the beginning steps of having no government or starting one. And we come to the first corner, which is essentially what they believe to be a republic. The republic being that this rallying of people who have come across, have come together as a group now to want as much representation as possible within our government. Within that, it then will corrode to a democracy at times. And then from a democracy, it then goes through either the oligarchy, democracy, or and then to the tyranny phases, which it's highlighting right here. Essentially, Plato's theory within the Republic, he literally says that he believes in several times within history, it has done this cycle of essentially rebellion to then a new government which starts as like a very as free as possible to then it corrodes with its morals and its values to have almost total control within government of a select few, leading to a tyranny, from tyranny straight to rebellion. Now, in the current phase that I've been able to try to put to is that we are kind of in an oligarchy, the rule by wealth. And that's very evident in terms of our signs of our private interest groups that are essentially heading a lot of the policies we see shifted through our government, as well as donations through these politicians and what they tend to speak about and want to represent more of, rather than the values of the people who uphold their positions through voting, if that should, still be of any use in today's society. So the fact is that Plato had this ordeal that This shit's been happening for a while, and it's been doing this cycle. So just to kind of keep everybody on their toes, if we are in the oligarchy phase, we either only have straight tyranny next, or we are jumping straight to rebellion. But there's no numbers.
I hope it's the latter.
Yeah, it's really no numbers to this ordeal. Like it could be 100 years in between. It can be a 300-year consolidation of all efforts, whatever. There's no particular numbers to it, but he has found that through his studies at this time frame, this was the loop. And so pretty much things have to end before they can begin again. Almost like Ouroboros. It's a continuing struggle. So odds are we might be coming up on a lot harsher times, being if the oligarchy's not here, it's going to be, and if it's not going to be, it's going to go straight into tyranny easily. And like,
Yeah.
I mean real tyranny, not like the impending tyranny that we've known for 12 something years now, of like things like the Patriot Act that have been implemented and then eventually either get thinned out or kind of, oh, we didn't actually need that altogether, but it was kind of a, I guess, pressure point, because we may have something way worse now. But basically, this is an old theory. It's not something new, and it's kind of even scarier that way, because I don't think anybody was ready to learn that. That this is a pattern that Plato himself had established, and that's just, I thought it was really neat, but also terrifying. Just so everybody knows, just get your stuff together and pray if that's your way. Otherwise, train and consolidate what you need, because at the end of the day, it starts
both.
Yes, it starts with self, and self then can transcribe into communities. It doesn't start with community first. You have to be an individual yourself that has strengths, and then you add that to your community as it comes together. That's important. That's why governments,
yourself, you can't support your community.
When governments get so big, they don't have a ground structure of people anymore. No individualism. That's why Ayn Rand was against a bigger government. She was a minarchist. And there was other minarchists like her, where, government's important enough that we need to have it, but if it gets too big, the individual gets swept under the rug, and then it crumbles anyways.
Can while we're talking about that really quickly, we need to give a shout out to Nepal. I'd love to see our next president voted for on Discord.
Wait, actually, yeah, let's do it right now. Let's do it right now. Unfortunately,
I didn't even know about that until I think
Randy Savage isn't around anymore, so I can't vote for him.
You want to know what's crazy?
What?
If we didn't cancel our trip, I would have been there 2 days ago.
Fuck.
It would have
I'm
been
glad
funny
you
and
canceled your
funny.
trip, big dog. I don't think that'd be a good time for you.
You missed it.
I know. I'm equal parts sad and relieved. Like,
To be fair,
You'd
if
have came
Ian
back
had
with
gotten
some pretty cool fucking stories if you came back.
stories and photos, if he had gotten any, that would have been like, it would have skyrocketed your stock, dude. Like, you could
yeah,
have
I was about to
made
say
memes.
I would have been my Instagram account would have gone off the charts.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
With
and
my
then you
live
could have handed
coverage.
out like back stock on your raid mods to some of the
You have
rebels.
to hire
rebels.
employees.
And he'd be like, yeah, the rebels are rocking these new raid mods. You guys got to get them. The new drip is the Napoleon rebels.
Yeah,
hey, you know
that's the
that
goal.
picture that I think somebody pulled a picture of it, of the dude like walking around at the palace or whatever, and he has like not the FAL, what is it? It's one of those OG battle rifles. We shared the
G3?
video.
I think it was I think it was FAL. Yeah.
What is it?
I think
FAL?
it's the I can't remember. It's like it's
the
the Indian service rifle that's based off of the FAL.
incest,
The
yeah.
one they
Oh,
were
it's
stealing
trash.
from the
Like that,
police
yeah.
as they smoked them in the streets. You need to
Yeah.
just Photoshop him in a raid mod.
Yeah.
It's true.
We support overthrowing your local government.
Donks.
What a Chad. What a Chad.
So
Absolute
we've
stonks increase.
we've had vote from the rooftops. Now we have vote from Discord.
Yeah.
Vote from Discord is gonna be the next patch design.
Yeah, we can make that happen. All right, we are at 2 hours and 10 minutes. Honestly, I think
advice.
Zach gave the best dad advice possible about
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't
Other than real dad
I don't-
advice again.
I don't think we
can
need
stick
to
with
add to that. Really.
That's the only one
Yeah.
here who's actually a real biological dad.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna give some dad advice, and that's just gonna be get the fuck off of social media for a couple of days.
Yeah.
Reset.
Yeah, reset. Live in the moment a little bit. And I'm not telling you to completely shut off communications with everybody, but just
Yeah, that's how
go
you get put on suicide watch.
remove the icons
Yeah.
from your phone for Facebook and Instagram for just a couple of days.
And honestly,
you will
even when you turn them
notice.
back on, put screen timers on them. Like, just go ahead
Yep.
and do yourself a favor.
Yeah.
And even if it's just like a
Um,
reminder after an hour, just do it.
Yeah. My therapist actually told me a good way to counter that is you can change your settings to monochromatic for certain apps. So that way when you open it, you're like, this is boring.
Yeah.
I'm like, you know what? That's fucking smart. So
Coming from someone who essentially uses social media as an information platform, because I'm an information whore, whether it's like, current events or whatever, that's my main go-to for social media. And then unfortunately I get sucked down the rabbit hole of doom scrolling, which
Oh, yeah.
is still
And it's
very
so
informative.
suck down the rabbit hole that they want you to care about the
Yeah.
this thing that's happening right now. And then
The
2
current
days from now,
thing.
it's this fucking
Yeah.
thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
It's so
social
crushing.
media is a gift and a curse. Learn to control it
Yeah.
instead of letting it control you, and that's coming from someone who struggles with that also. So
It's real ironic that it was made for us all to communicate better and to feel more tied with our friends that have moved away and so forth. But all it's managed to do is make us feel more alone and empty and cold.
So do yourself a
rough.
favor.
Dystopian.
Take them off for a few days, and then put screen timers on when you get back, and
Yeah.
or
Literally just go play Helldivers
something.
2. The cure to male loneliness is spreading liberty and truth. I assure you. If you go blow up some bugs, some bots, or those fucking squids, you're gonna feel better. about
Gosh
yourself.
dang clankers.
Or download the Halo Master Chief edition or edition. and then
Addiction.
just-
No, you had it right the first time.
You had it right.
Just download the Halo Master Chief edition and then just relive your childhood. Well, I don't know. There might be some younger
Injecting straight
folks listening
Spartan
to- I doubt it.
117
There
in
might
my
be some younger
veins.
people listening to this that might not be their childhood, but that was my childhood. So
That was mine.
yeah,
I was
bit
like
of
8
all
years
of
old
ours, I
when like
believe.
Halo 2 came out.
I dived back into the emotional roller coaster that was the Halo Reach campaign, and I was like, oh my god.
Facts.
I didn't know it at the time, but this was the best video games ever got.
That's where video games peaked. All right,
All right.
boys.
Any other dead advice? Otherwise, we're gonna
That's
call
it.
it.
Ian,
We're good.
Ian, anything from you?
I got nothing.
All right.
All right.
Thanks
Don't-
for
if you don't okay, wait, I got one thing.
Oh,
If you don't
God damn it.
already learn a survival skill that is not like the basic shit like, oh, I need to make water and food and shelter. Like I'm talking like your advanced skills like small engine repair, sewing, fishing, that kind of shit. Like the additional skills that will keep you not just alive but living.
And occupied in the current timeline. Regardless if things get bad, them now will help you tremendously in your life pleasures.
Yeah. Survive. All right. Thrive. Don't just survive.
Objective.
Exactly.
Survive.
All right. We'll catch you guys next Sunday at 7-ish, but we all know it'll be later.
Yeah.
Probably.
Hey, love y'all. Bye.
Bye, guys.